Today's engagement in your hand, be the chairman of this occasion, direct all our activities here so that it will be successful. We depend on you for the success of this exhibition. We thank you that started this from day one, not till now you have been with us. This is the last of the last lap of the occasion for this week. Please help us so that we're able to succeed again. End of the day, we say thank you. We send a request to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Apology of the chairman of the local organizing committee of the East 2025 Asan Week program. We are sending apology to every member of the Asan for any error we have committed, any blunder we have committed during the planning. We beg you, we apologize unto you that in 2026, if Jesus tarry, we will do better than this. We apologize to all our elders in the house. We do better than our performance in 2025. We are taking Asan to a greater height. And there's a Yoruba adage that says that when a child is born, when an animal is born, not a child this time around, because we are Asan, when an animal is born, it takes time for the animal to for your patience, from some here, some are here 10 a.m. We are sorry for that. It's not that we're doing, you have to wait for members at least to have a very good house before we can start the program. We are sorry for that. We apologize to all our elders, because many professors, those who took me, who lectured me over the past 27 years, they were here in the morning. I met Professor Jola Osho here, Alaba Jola Osho. She was one that lectured me in pastor and raised management. When I was speaking to her, she was saying, in the last 27 years, when I was a very, very small lecturer. Yesterday, I met with Dr. Professor Ikobi, who took me on my examination in 27 or 28 years ago. And I told him that mathematics happened to be my best subject. I scored about 81 in his course. He was a young lecturer there. He had all the power, but thank God we are still seeing him today. It was in this light that I have to respect all the elders in the house. I'm going to call the host of today, who is the state chairman, Dr. Udukoya Ajibola, to be on the bandstand. Please come and take the high table to welcome everybody and all our members that will be coming. We are very sorry for not providing the generator. We thought, with the state chairman, all respect due to him, thank you for at least saddling all the responsibility of ISA the last 1 year. Thank you, and more grace to your elbows. We want to have the cause as well to invite our own Professor Ikobi from Federal University of Agriculture as one of our guests. Take the high table, sir. Professor Ikobi, you're welcome, sir. Going to the high table, Professor A.A. Awujobi from Olabisi Onabanjo University is also an ASAN member. Please take the high table, sir. You're welcome. ASAN is just coming in, and please bring her load onto the high table straight. Dr. Mrs. F.A.O. Arinosi, Mama ASAN. Please come to the high table, ma'am.
Off my heart.
Mama is the one we are waiting for, so you are starting the program because we've seen you right from the top.
Thank you.
You are welcome, man.
Thank you very much.
So we want to have the cause to respect our country, Nigeria, after respecting our God. We want to stay the most of the anthem. So I want everybody to be on their feet, so that we can sing the first stanza of the national anthem. We don't have another country to go. And Mama said it yesterday. Most of the guest speakers, most of the invitees, they said it yesterday that we have to stay in Nigeria together so that we can salvage the economy together. Everything we want to go and find in Canada. Well, I don't pray to work in Canada. I pray to go there for holidays. Well, if my children are determined to go, let me, I will stay here in Nigeria to make it, and I'm making it in Jesus' name. Please. We hail thee, our own dear, receive life. Don't try but no believer in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria song and proud sovereign motherland. Ìṣẹ̀yà ọmọ ogun ìṣẹ̀yà Èdùmàrè iṣẹ́ máa yá o. Ìṣẹ̀yà ọmọ rere kìí ṣàṣẹ, ọmọ ogun kìí ṣọ̀lẹ, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run rẹ̀ fún wa ẹ̀tẹ̀ra mọ́ṣẹ́ o. Ìṣẹ̀yà ọmọ ogun ìṣẹ̀yà. Thank you very much. You can take our seat. Yes, that's why we take the national anthem that our norm and value is defined. Please, you can take your high table. Sorry for that. It's an oversight. Ìkọ̀tà kọ́ wá ṣe gan-an ní o, mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ gbà kí ẹ má bínú. Professor Abioda, sorry for that.
So be on this side, so that we can have the.
I know him from the cradle. I know him from the cradle. Professor Fataye is also here. Please, no calling. Please come to the item. Okay, the seat is enough for you, sir. So I'm now covered. Mama, I'm now covered.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Okay. Well, the state chairman, please, everything now unto you.
Good afternoon, great animal scientists. Well, they gave us a slang yesterday. We coined it out from that of our poultry farmers. We were saying great farmers, and they say great. So we can also use the same thing, great animal scientists. We are even greater. So great animal scientists. I want to welcome all of us to this program today. Sorry, we're a little bit starting late. It's just because we want everybody to be part of it. We can as well start by 10 o'clock, or we know if we start 10 o'clock, some of us will miss out a lot of things. So it's for our own good, not because we are not organized, but it's because we want everybody to participate as much as possible to participate. So please, if you are annoyed before, forgive us. Can I hear I'm forgiving you? So I'm free to go on now. Because I'll be afraid if you don't forgive me. So this afternoon, we have two major things to do. We have a lecture that will be given to us by one of us. Many of us, those for our ages, most of us are not taking it again. but at least we can pass the information to our children. We all believe that the best milk we can take is from cow. Knowing fully well that every animal produces milk, even dog produces milk. So what you are looking at today is not dog milk. Am I correct, sir? But maybe in the future there will be a research work that will work on dog milk also. We will know whether it's also good for our health or not. But the one we know and want to talk about this morning is on the goats. So the goat is not real only for the meat. But we are getting it right now that our goats can give us enough meat. So I believe by the end of this meeting, we will all go home with a different mind, and maybe that will lead some of us into production of goat in large number. If you cannot buy cow, it's becoming very expensive now. You can use the money of one cow to buy about 10 goats and keep it in your compound and produce the milk. So once again, I want to welcome us. After this, we'll go straight to our AGM. That's in-house discussion, and then we'll close, and we will end it with dancing. That's why I brought this. So that when we finish our AGM, we will dance. That's the way it should be. And then we will close. Sorry, Asan is not available this year, but we'll make it available as a promise next year. So, but one thing I promise us is that when we finish this meeting, we will what? We will dance. So once again, I want to welcome all of us. We are welcome in Jesus' name.
Okay, Council. The state chairman, sorry, I'm very, very sorry for that. The chairman is here with us. Dr. Ajibola Udukoya, who is the state chairman of Asan. We have the vice chairman, Dr. Mrs. Adeyodu. You are welcome as well. Thank you very much. We have the general secretary, that's Dr. Mrs. Olanloye Selefat. You are welcome as well. We have the financial secretary around, and that's Mrs. Ganiyat Idris. You are welcome as well. The AGM of the 2025 Asan Week and the AGM. I'm Lukutola Tedikayo, I'm the chairman of the LOC. All other members of the local organizing committee. We have Dr. Mr. Shoji David Olukare, who is the PRO. You are welcome, sir. Please let the full house, let them see you in committee. Elijah Selifat Olanloye, well, you are, I can say Elijah Selifat because you are my wife. So I can say, Elijah, you are welcome. You are welcome, man. For the planning committee, Mr. Oluwafemi Ajibola is also a member. Work with the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock Department. You are welcome, sir. All organizing committee, you are welcome as well. All other local organizing committee and all other executive council, the state executive council of Asan, you are duly recognized. Thank you, Director sir. Professor Onsoro Abioja.
Animal scientist is something that is well known, but the only problem is that when we are so familiar, so close to something, possibility is there that we overlook it. But for us not to miss out totally in this generation, and for our children that are coming behind us, we need to look at this at a time like this. Maybe I should use my own laptop. At rest, we remain at rest unless there is an external force acting on it. Once an opinion is formed, once an idea is planted in the mind of man, it becomes difficult to erase it or change it. But the most inevitable thing in life is change itself. The issue of milk, since we were born, like I was born in 1974, I am so conversant with milk from cow more than any other source. And if you mention milk at all to anybody, the first thing they will be thinking about is cow. Meanwhile, we are sitting on this gold mine, milk from goats, with all the number of goats we have around us, not knowing the quality, not knowing the importance of it. Now, we all know this, that what we have in Nigeria's resources is so vast. The only problem with us is that we are not exploring those vast resources nature has endowed us with. And that's the reason why I'm launching this campaign today. It's something that I've been in mind for some time. So it was in the course of lecturing my students at the master's level that one of them said, if this goat milk is as important as this, then why can't you bring it out and let everybody know about it? Naturally, I'm not a goat milk expert, but my department of animal physiology, focused on these focal points since the inception. And we have experts who are members of Asan that are working on this. Professor I.D. James is one. Professor T.J. Williams is also one. I can't say I don't know about goat milk at all. I also have part of it, but it's not my real focus. Today, I'm standing in their place as the HOD of the department to give enlightenment on this goat milk. Actually, the contention is not against cow milk. It's not as if we want to replace cow milk. But what we are saying is that we can supplement, we can complement what we have from the cow with goat milk, especially for the people in the rural area, for peasant farmers, for people that are not meeting their protein needs. We can explore this area and bring it up for many to know. Milk has been in consumption for a very long time, because as far as 2035 BC, there was a picture of a man, an Egyptian man, milking a cow. It means it has been from time immemorial. And it's only that we were only exposed to milk from the cow. In fact, somebody is doing a research now with milk from rabbits. They are looking at the medicinal effect of milk from rabbits. It's very, very good, very medicinal. I don't want to preempt the person. I'm only here to talk about goat. Why is this hindrance in consumption of milk from goat? Number one, some people are thinking it has goaty smell. Some are saying the secretion rate is so small, but it's as a result of ignorance. Secretion rate of goat is not that small. Then some people are looking at the fact that going into that kind of business, is it profitable? Some are looking at the fact that the population of goat, how many of the goats do we even have around that can sustain the nation? And some, because of ignorance of the benefits and because of fear of infection, hey, if I take milk from goat, but we never can tell, the cow we are drinking milk from, do we know what is happening to it? No. We just take it because it's acceptable to everybody. These are the reasons why people are not taking milk from goat. What are the traits in goat that makes them special and important? Number one, they thrive well under harsh conditions. There is no condition you put goat that will not survive. They thrive well. They also have water tolerance capacity. They can live with, in fact, in a way, because that was what my master's study based on. Goats hate water. If you want your goat to fall sick, pour water on the goat, or allow it to go out in the rain. It will not be normal again. So they can tolerate restriction of water. They also have thermotolerance. They have better milk secretion rates. They have better survival rate in this environment. They also have multiple births. They can give birth to 2, 3, or 4. I remember in my village there was one that was giving birth continually. 4. Everybody in the village were running after the owner to have a kid from that down. Now, factors that affect milk production in goat. There are numerous factors that affect the production. The breed is one. The way wild goats brings out milk is different from the way Red Sokoto secretes milk, and is different from Sahel, and is different from the goats from the temperate region. Season is very, very important when we talk about goat. The season of birth, a season of parturition. Those animals that give birth to young ones during wet season has much more milk production than those ones that give birth to kids during dry season. Then skin stroke coat color also affects the milk secretion. Age of the mother affects milk secretion. Plane of nutrition, type of diet, production system, then stages of lactation. At the beginning, the milk production starts to increase over a few days. Then thereafter, it starts to come down. Then somebody also researched into this, the presence of WAT2, whether it is there or it's not there, or if there are 2 or 1, also affects milk secretion. Then frequency of milking once a day, twice or thrice. Then this one is embedded under the season, that's the environmental temperature. That's profound effect on milk yield. Now, I have here a graph comparing the milk yield in goats, 2 goats from Nigeria, West African dwarf, and then the red, 3 rather, West African dwarf, Red Sokoto, and Sahel. For West African dwarf, the average milk yield is about 118.7 mil. Then for Red Sokoto, I have 142.5, while for Sahel, 150.9 mil per day. This is when we consider the volume per day, but this is not the real secretion rate, because the weight, the body weight of the animal has profound effect. And so, if we look at it per kg body weight, here we have more milk coming from Sahel. But by the time you look at per kg body weight of the animal, we have more from West African dwarf, the goat we normally neglect, thinking it's. So, it is ignorance of the secretion rate from goat that makes us to be running away from our goats. I mentioned milking frequency too. This is very, very important. Well, some people have done research on this, milking once, twice, and thrice. And the general consensus is that the best yield comes from twice milking. Some people, I have their references here. By the time we have the slide, we will see. And not only that, the stage of lactation is also very, very important. Normally in goat, we have about 12 weeks of lactation. But with some adjustment in our taking care of the goat, we can extend it for more weeks so that we can have more production of milk. Diet, I mentioned, somebody did a research and said roughage to concentrate ratio, that affects milk yield. And he said 40 of roughages to 60 portion of the concentrate will yield the highest milk. And then also, an expert has worked on using hormone, using somatotropin, and using oxytocin. Somatotropin is growth hormone, while oxytocin is let down hormone. Somatotropin given to goats during lactation will always increase the lactation period. Instead of 12 weeks, you are now having milk until 15, 16 weeks. And then the coat color, I mentioned also, the coat color is important. Williams et al. 2019 recommended black and white coated goats. When you have mixture of white and black on the skin, that is the best goats that yield the highest milk. Now, I move to the next one, the production system. This is very, very important because goats are different from other ruminants. Goats have some specific welfare requirements that makes them different from sheep and cattle. Goats don't just eat grass, and you can't just be presenting the same type of grass or same type of rubbish to goats and think they will eat it. No, they like choice, and that's the reason why keeping them inside a room and locking them up, no matter how much you feed them, they are not going to give you the optimal product. They like their freedom because you will always see goat raising his hand to pick a browse plant. And when he pick 2 or 3 from a stand, he will move away. That's goat for you. They like their freedom, and so the production system adopted is very, very important. Whether you have intensive, semi-intensive, or extensive, but the best is semi-intensive. You keep them in a house, but in the morning, open them into the paddock, let them move around, let them play around. They like it so much. If you tether them, tie them down, or you keep them in the room, they will not grow. They'll be losing weight instead, no matter what you give them to eat. And so it's very, very important. Somebody in the southeast did a research on that, and they compare semi-intensive with extensive method, village goats with those one kept in the research center. And then at the end of the day, the milk yield was 122 mil per day. While for extensive, the village goat, we have 102. So the semi-intensive is the best method in rearing goat for milk. What are the benefits of goat milk above other goat milk? Don't forget, I said it's not as if we want to contend that nobody should take cattle milk anymore. No. But what we are saying is that now farmers having 2 goats can milk the goats for the consumption of the family. And here we have a farm rearing goats. Don't just base your productivity on selling the winners alone or fattening the goat alone. Now you can collect milk. That milk has benefits. It has benefits in terms of nutrition. It has benefits in terms of health. It has benefits in terms of food security. It has benefits in terms of economy and production. And to now crown it all, in America today, West African dwarf goat called Nigerian goat is being recognized as a pet. They rear them now in the houses as pet animal. They said the color is always very beautiful. And when you take care of your West African dwarf goats, truly they are beautiful. And so that one is also there. But now let me go over those benefits one by one. Nutritional benefits. Meat from goats has low lactose, lower than any other breeds. And because of this, it is good for people with lactose intolerance. And it's not just that it is good because of lower lactose, but because the digestion is very fast in the GIT, and the absorption of the nutrient is very fast when goat milk is consumed. It makes the lactose to escape fermentation in the GIT, and that's the reason why it is very, very good for people with lactose intolerance. So once they take it, within a very short time, it is absorbed, and then there is no more lactose in the GIT that could cause problem for people that have lactose intolerance. If you know anyone that is having that problem, instead of buying pig, buying all this one that we normally take, let the person start to take goat milk. Not only that, it has a lot of iron, and so it's very good in prevention of iron deficiency. It also has higher level of calcium, and so it is very good for to prevent bone demineralization. That's osteoporosis. It's very, very good. And not only that, because of the presence of L-glutamine, which is alkaline in nature. It tends to, it has buffering capacity that is very high than any other sources of milk. And so it is a good treatment for people that have ulceration, that's ulcer. When they take it, it lowers the blood pH and it lowers the pH of DAY3. And so making the people that have ulcer to be totally relieved. And because of its effects of lowering, increasing the pH now, that's alkaline, increasing the pH, it makes the epithelial layer of the GIT to develop rapidly. And as a result of that, it causes a kind of cooling effect, soothing effect when it's consumed. In fact, it is very good for children that are crying. You know, children when they get to 2 months, 3 months, they start crying. They call it colic in medical term. And in Yoruba, we know what it means. That the parent will have to be having sleepless nights for the next 1 or 2 months. For such children, when we give them goat milk, they experience deep sleep. The table here showing the mineral composition, the protein composition, and the vitamins composition of human, cow, and the goat milk. Now, health benefits. Actually, I mentioned one amino acid the other time, L-glutamine. That amino acid with other protein peptides that are in milk, that's from the casein and from whey. When they go through the GIT, after the fermentation and digestion process, they yield some bioactive peptides. We call them DAP. These bioactive peptides helps in reducing inflammation. It also has the ability to reduce cholesterol in the body. It has ability to stop osteoporosis. I mentioned that. It has antioxidative properties. This one is very, very important. The fat globules in milk has different sizes. For the milk from goats, they have higher proportion of short-chain fatty fat globules. And that's the reason why they have ability to be digested on time, because the fat globules has wider surface area for reaction. And when it gets to the DIT, goat milk has about 80% of short-chain, smaller fat globules that are just equal to or less than 5 micrometer. This milk is very fast, and absorption into the system will be very, very fast. And some of the fatty acids that are doing that are caproic, acrylic, and the uric acid. They are very, very essential for this. And so, because of this fast digestion and fast absorption, they tend to leave no vessels. And that's the reason why we must make this known to everybody. People that are having problem with heart can start taking milk from goat. It's good, it's better. This idea of agalaga or god or mumiliki, no, not with goat milk. Then it has less allergic property. When it's taken, hardly will you see anybody reacting against it. Now, food security. It increases the protein availability, meeting the Sustainable Development Goal 2, that's a zero hunger, because it's now adding to the resources at the disposal of our people at the village area and people in the urban centers too. Then, not only that, it complements the production from other species. We are not ruling out other species, buffalo, cattle, but now let's explore that of goat also. Readily available to peasants and rural dwellers. You don't need to run anywhere. You don't need to get money before you go and buy. Once you have goat in your compound, you can pick them early in the morning, milk them, and then use for the family. Then ease of processing is also there. Now, economic benefit. If you look at the space need between goats and cattle, you know the difference. You can keep easily 10 goats without much stress, unlike when you are keeping cattle. So the space needs is there. Then the fact that it is easily incorporated into existing farm structure. If you have farm, if you call farm, you can easily have 1, 2, 3 goats along with that. Then reliance on agro waste. It's not every time you have to be looking for, you can use the agro waste that are available. Even the kitchen waste are also edible to goats. I've mentioned the aesthetic value that's being used now because of its beauty for aspect animals in some countries. What are the products that we can get from goat milk? Virtually anything we can give you, we can get with goat milk. It can be used at home, it can be used in industry. We can produce yogurt. It's a pity that Professor James is not here today. We plan to come together. In fact, I put his name on the material, thinking that he will be here also, but he could not because of some other things that came up this morning. For yogurt, cheese, whey, casein, evaporated milk, skim milk, goat milk soap. This is where many of us have not had. There is production of soap from milk coming from goats, and that is a best-selling product now for beauty industry, using goat milk for soap and for cream production from our local goods that we have around us. We can play with the nutrition, we can do selection, thank God Baba is said, selection, and then hormonal use. I know some people will tell you that, use of hormone. What about remnant? Yes, yes, but it has been done and it's found that the hormones are not in the milk. It's not getting into the milk, and so it is still possible to use those two hormones, somatotropin and oxytocin. Now, what's our take home? I'm summarizing now. Goat milk will be consumed by farmers to meet the family protein needs and ensure food security. Goat milk is better in consistency than cow milk. Therefore, there shouldn't be any discrimination anymore. Goat farmers should be encouraged to go into dairy production. And for farmers that are rearing goats in the same community, we can do what is called cluster milking. That's milking from different farms and then hooking it together as means of exportation. We can start sending it out. I'm telling you, this time in US, West African dwarf goat milk is so expensive because everybody is looking for it for the knowledge they have about its consistency. And lastly, goat milk will complement the production from other breeds of ruminants and other breeds of animals that are producing milk. I rest my case here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Monsoro Abioja, for that presentation. Before I call on my second person, Mr. Shoinde, please permit me to recognize the State Executive Council. Adeyemi is also here, is the State PRO. You are welcome, sir. Emma is the State Treasurer of the Asan. You are welcome. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I implore us to take the front seat so that we can have a full house, and those who are coming next to you, the authors, can take the back seat. Thank you. Questions and answer. Questions and answer time.
Privilege to mention your name, Professor Monsoro Abioja. Thank you for that presentation. During his presentation, he started with the first law of motion. Those of us that had our first degree in UNAM, we know that during that time, they call something aggregation. We are used to that. Even So that first law of motion, in fact, I can see the importance of that law in its presentation. He said that the first law of motion, as a study in physics, that if an object is on a particular place, unless a body acts on that object will remain there. Even if it is a millions year, it will remain there. So there are resources on all those animals. Is it goats? Is it rabbits? Is it so they are able to research to that extent to know the important, the intrinsic value of goats. So we also have for other animals. So the young researchers, please let's work on that. So and not only that, we all know the nutritive value. They said the cow milk can supplement that of goat. So Papa sọ wípé ọmọ they said ọmọ kọ́kọ́ dùn ló ọmọ kò sí nǹkan tó dùn ló ọmọ so that is poverty. So I want everybody to see milk as one you and I can take irrespective of our age. So let's work on that. Let's clap for our. So the time for question and answer. Please, if you have questions, please you can raise your hands to tell us your questions.
I want to thank the lecturer for the enjoyed lecture. But the lecture poses a paradox, which I really want to help us to find out. You said goats are hydrophobic. And you said they produce more milk during wet season. How do we reconcile that? So, they are not a constraint. Now, if we have them in that kind of condition, how would the farmers be able to have milk over the year at the quantity that can actually feed the population? Number two, sir. You said feed, constantly 60-40. Is that not a constraint to farmers? In terms of monetary, how the cost of feed, producing constantly against grass. We know that cattle do eat more of grasses than concentrate. That's why they are here all over the places. But if you are going to spend money on concentrate for these animals to get meat, and it's going to be a concentrate for farmers, how do we compare them to? Mention lactose, sir. You know that lactose is very good for children to develop their brain. We were taught at UI, especially by Professor Adenege, he said that they brought in soya bean to Nigeria. And they said no to those who brought it because it lacks lactose. That they want to make sure that our children do not develop brain wash. Now, if the children are growing up and you neglect the children for the older ones, because you said the older ones can use it, what are the population of more than the older ones are growing up? How do we consider that? Thank you very much. Thank you.
For the good work done. On goats, I really appreciate you for going into that subject, that animal. That was the animal I used for my master's research at UI in 1992. And then the animal nearly ran me bankrupt because I was using a particular concentrate, juicer, which I used to go and collect from Alamala Barracks at that time to feed because it was experimental. And my supervisor will come from Ibadan to check. So with the population I started with, I think there were 16 goats. 12 of them females, ratio 4:1. 16, so 12 females, 3 males. By the end of my research, only one animal survived. Only one. And that particular one, I thought maybe the environment I was in was not good enough for the animal and it was going big. So I sent it to someone around the Lega that they have a big herd. One day I just saw them, they came to my house and they were feeling so apologetic and the rest that the animal had died. So I didn't get any single profit from that, and that's why my advisor now changed me to sheep for my PhD. Now, where am I going to? We learned at that time that goat milk is very nutritious, very good. It was even the flesh that I was trying to multiply, not even the milk. Now we learned a lot about the milk, how good it is, and we have also elucidated on that now. Well, maybe because my focus was not on the milk. Now that I'm hearing it from you here now, I'm supporting the fact that we should go into goat production and we should utilize the milk in addition to the meat that we already use. Please help us to go further. How do we process the milk for consumption? How do we ensure that it becomes consumable and it's not dangerous? Because I know for cow milk, we take it through pasteurization, take it through so many things, and even at that time, in Ogun State here, we had the industry somewhere around the Jerusalem. Goat milk, very few, very little that we can get, but that little, how do we process and preserve it and make it available for human consumption, for it to be profitable enough for us financially, nutritionally, medicinally, everything. Thank you so much.
My question is straightforward. Cows generally don't eat more than a calf. It's only on few occasions that you have twinning. And so the milk that is produced is always sufficient to sustain both the calf and for you to milk and get. Now, in circumstances where you have twins, triplets of the goats, how do we balance, milk for human consumption and then for
raising the kids? My prof and HOD, and it was a very educative lecture, and the presentation was multifaceted, covered virtually every area. With respect to goat milk, I'm not an expert, he's the expert, or they are the expert. With the colleagues that he had mentioned, Professor James and Professor Williams. But I have some questions, and some of the questions have also been asked in the form. So the first question I have here, I'm not going to elaborate it, is why is it not the goat milk, why is it not in powdered form? Madam talked about processing and all that. The cow milk, we have it in powdered form. And you also mentioned that in America, goat milk is available commercially. So why is it not available in Nigeria, even if it is imported? Even if it's imported, goat milk or goat milk powder. That's the first question. The second question, it's not really a question, it's a comment. I was taught in 500 level when I was in final year at Great Ife, 1981/82 session. That, no, she's my senior, yeah. So, no, madam, that's why I said she's my grandma at Ife. 81/82, we were taught by some Dutch people, white people that came from Netherlands. They taught us goat production as a 500 level course. And one of the things they said about goat milk was that goat milk, and I still remember, because I wrote it down and I've never forgotten. He said goat milk is an aphrodisiac. It's an aphrodisiac. Maybe because of the mineral contents, or that lecturer mentioned this afternoon, and that in foreign countries they use it to enhance, right? Continue. Activity in the other room. So, we're at 500 level. So you can imagine the reaction of students at 500 level. So, but one thing is interesting. These guys came from Netherlands, and they were working on West Africa, what we call, or what is internationally called West African dwarf goats, for their research in Nigeria, Oyibo people. And when they finished their contract in Nigeria, they carried the goats to Netherlands. They carried our goats, your goats. West African dwarf, what you had called it dwarf, what we are neglecting. And I don't know how many of us know Professor Mrs. Odeyinka Atife. Yes. She's an animal scientist. She's a ruminant nutritionist. And this lady told me that she, during the course of her research in Ife, she also traveled to Netherlands in the 2000, maybe some years, maybe about 2000 and something, early 2000, and she saw those goats that they took in 1980 something away from Nigeria, the offspring, through breeding and selection. Those goats have become giant goats. And she could still recognize them as West African, our goats, because they are still having our color. They are still having the color, but they are no more dwarf. And they are using these goats as dairy goats in Netherlands. They are using these goats as dairy goats in Netherlands. Professor Mrs. S.M. Odeyinka told me this, so you can call her and ask her. So what I'm saying is that what we neglect, Oyibo man sees the potentials and comes here to invest money, send their people to come and research on it. After they research, or when they saw the potentials, they carried the thing away. They left us the way we are. And when they have developed it, and you may not be surprised when in the next few years we start importing improved West African goats, including the dwarf anymore. Giant West African goats from Netherlands. They may even call it another name. So please, my dear brothers and sisters, we have a lot of potentials in Nigeria, and one of which he had just mentioned on goat milk. And government, because when you talk about research, what they are doing in FUNAP and what he has presented is products of their research. They have bottled it in FUNAP. They have produced yogurt, like he said. They have done the money, government didn't fund your research, did they? So you can see the potentials. If government can invest in research on goat milk, with respect to the West African dwarf and goat is a dairy animal. It's a dairy animal. It's a dairy goat. That's all the attributes of dairy animals in goats from his presentation. Per unit weight, or per live weight. If government can invest in, and maybe that should be one of the communiques arising from this conference, we should not just hear this lecture and go away. There should be a communique. There should be a take away, just like he said. there should be something in this presentation for research, for those of us in research, for government to invest money on research and development, putting it in powder form, using it to nourish our children, and then the other benefits that he mentioned. Those are, and then industry, production. Everybody should have a takeaway from this presentation. I want to thank you.
As this AGM, he said that we should answer the questions from the high table and questions asked first as our first session. So let's listen to answers to that question. Then we answer the question from the other side. Yeah.
No, there's no question from that side.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Question. Water tolerance ability. They can cope if you don't give them enough water for some time before they break down. Unlike when you have chicken. So that's what I mean. Now the issue of water pushing them, they hate. You can wash your ram, sheep with water. You dare not do that for goats. You dare not. You can keep your cattle on the field when it is raining. You dare not for goats. They don't tolerate it at all. But in terms of consumption, you can still cope if you don't give them enough for a while. That's what I mean. Then the ratio of concentrates to roughages. Actually, this ratio, 40 to 60, is the normal ratio. And the concentrate of a goat is different from concentrate for chicken. It's different. They are not the same. The ingredients are different. And they are more of fiber, rice bran and the rest. Alright, so they are different. So 40 to 60 is the best discovered by our own team. Then for the lactose, actually it's not as if goat meat doesn't have lactose. If I can pick it out, lactose for cow 4.6 gram, for goats 4.1, and for human 6.9. So it's not as if they don't have lactose at all. It's only that in comparison with other animals mentioned, they have lower value. Alright, then the issue of processing, whatever you can do with cow milk can be done to goat milk. Whether you want to powder it or you want to have it as skim milk, removing the fat or removing the sugar, everything you can do to cattle milk can also be done to goat milk. Now, to consume it, you don't just consume it raw because there is no way you won't have some level of microbes there. All milk must first of all go through pasteurization before even storage. You pasteurize it and then you store it. Except if you want to use it for research, that you need to store it for some time. So we do pasteurization with our milk before consumption. And then the twinning, not common in cattle, but very, very common in goats. In fact, sometimes you have 4. I mentioned that. In goats, we have what is called, not all, but in some, supernumerary teeth. You don't just have 2 teeth at the other. They have sometimes 4, sometimes 3, depending on the number of the litter size they normally have. So with that one, when you have twinning, the milk production is higher than when you have singleton. It's always like that. When you have triplets, it's going to be higher, the production, the yield, because I don't know whether that's nature way of compensating. So, and collecting the milk from the goat doesn't mean you collect everything. No, you don't do that for the sake of the kids. Else they will die. So they still take their milk. What we do is, in the night, we remove the kid from the mother. So they sleep elsewhere. Early in the morning, we do the milking. That's just about for 8 hours milking. And then the rest of the day, they still have access to their milk. And in the case where we take more than 8 hours, we do what is called artificial feeding. You put milk in bottles for them so that the kids can survive. Yes, normally. Now, cow milk, we give them so that they will release the one we want from them. Why not powdered form? I said it. Actually, I don't know. You see, it is all these things. We should know something. There is economical politics going on all over the world. They know we have goats. They know our goat is even the best. And to discourage us, they will never bring goat powdered milk. If they bring it, you start thinking about using your own goat. They will always bring cow milk to us because they know there is ready market for it here. They don't want our eyes to be open. In fact, it was one of our lecturer, our professor in the department that presented the inaugural lecture of recent, that pointed our eyes to the fact that now they are taking away our West African dwarf to US. Because over there now, the price of a single West African dwarf goat is much. They are looking for it. Besides the fact that they are using it for pets, they are also rearing it for this milk we are talking about. Alright, so that's the reason why what happened in Netherlands is not a surprising thing. There is it's an economic politics going on everywhere, all over the world. What they are doing is milk up Africa for your own growth. And when we don't value what we have, there will be a problem. I pray that we will understand. Actually, West African dwarf is not small because of the word dwarf. It's not small. If you feed your West African dwarf goat very well, you will notice that it is only the leg that is short. It's not the body size. Some people are thinking that West African dwarf is smaller when you compare to Red Shokoto. It's not true. If you feed your West African dwarf very well, they become giant, only that they may not be so tall, they become longer and wider. If you go to villages and see some does, you'll be surprised because they have access to food all the time. Alright, so then West African dwarf is a dairy animal. Professor James did a work on other size, other shape, different type of. The shape of the other of West African dwarf shows that it's not just a meat goat, it's a dairy goat. And that's the reason why they are picking them out of our country. May the Lord help us.
Amen.
Our prof that just took the election, and I pray for this Asan, I hire in Jesus' name. My name is Amode Akeola, an animal scientist, a trained breeder from my professor, the professor in QOD, Funa. But now I'm a practicing farmer. Well, from my great professor that just delivered the lecture, you expose us to certain things. I want us to expatiate. I want you to help us expatiate further. That goat milk can be used for production of soap. Please, we need more clarification. Thank you very much.
My first question was asked by Mama, and my second one was asked by Professor Alujobi. He has already asked.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I'm in the industry, and I was trained by the great Funa. Greatest Funabite. If OAU, if our name is great. Okay, I'm Funabite. Thank you very much. I want to ask my prof, it's a social question. Where is the baby you used in your research? Before we begin to give goat meat to our baby, to our children. 2, where is the sample of the yogurt you produce in UNAP? So you don't just say things, well, the profs, I'm sorry for the prof, for the doctors in the house and all the rest, for the researchers. You can talk on paper, but we want to see it by our eyes.
those things, those was what's in it. Am I right?
Yes, right. Everybody
For us. But I was looking at the time because I was told it's 10 a.m. I told the boy to bring it to meet me at the junction over there at in front of father's house. But when we were approaching the place, I called him, where are you now? He said, I'm on campus. I thought you said I should bring it to the college. And I was looking at the time, it was 15 minutes to 10. So I was running here, I said, don't worry again. But there's no problem. I'm going to get the information about when the executive will be meeting. And then I will send both milk samples here. So that at least everybody here, I mean, not everybody here, but at least the executive can see what we're talking about. Now, the issue of baby we use for the experiment. Well, it was not our own research here that we use a baby. We don't use human being as a subject. But there is, it's already, if you try to search for it on Google, you will see it. In literature, thank you very much. So it's in literature. And then the soap also, if you type on Google now, you will see it. It's being used to produce soap. People having pimples, having whatever name on the skin, the thing removes it easily. And that is the trend now.
You say your face is very smooth.
Thank you, again.
You drink much milk.
Thank you, sir, for to start with the AGM. We want to appreciate Mr. Professor M. Adeoja, and we want to invite the State Executive Council.
Okay, it's afternoon now. Sorry, maybe my glasses is not open. Can somebody open this AGM with a prayer? Somebody just pray for us. Mr. Kuroji, please just come straight. Mr. Kuroji is our ex-officio one. It's only Dr. Sanda that is not around. And we didn't see him at all. But we have to find out what is wrong. Okay. Can somebody open the AGM with us with opening prayer?
State chapter into your hands. We ask you to take absolute control of all that we shall think or speak or do. Help us, O God, to come to consensus on the issues that will be presented. And help us, O God, to move this state chapter forward. Bless our executive. Bless each and every one of us. And at the end of the day, that we have full cause to give you all the glory and honor and praise. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
To look at our minutes for last year AGM. While I give the microphone to the secretary to read to us the minutes of our last AGM. We also have copies here. Can somebody please help us to distribute this? Agenda. Anybody? Yes, sir.
I'm moving in motion for the agenda.
It's front and back. It's front and back. No, it's good. It's front and back. Okay. Yes, I will get it across to everybody. I will be very fast with that. The 5th 2025 annual general meeting of Animal Science Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Branch. Yesterday we were corrected that we are not chapter, but we are branch. So we've been making that mistake for some time now. But I think now we got it right. So that is not branch. It's a branch. I will explain why it is a branch. Since we have different sects, academics, we will make those ones branches. Why the name one is sorry, we make those one chapter while the main body is the branch. That's what makes the difference. We can decide to have the FUNAP chapter, OOU chapter, but when it comes to the state, all of us coming together, we make it a branch. Okay, let me just go to my minutes. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleague, fellow members of the association, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure, humility and gratitude that I welcome you all to today's annual general meeting of our association, Ogun State Branch. This gathering is not only a time for reflection of the journey so far, but also a time to cast our vision into the future of our noble profession and association. Achievements so far. Over the past year, by the grace of God, and through the collective commitment of our executive committee and member, our association has recorded notable achievements. Number one, office renovation and securing of secretariat. We did that towards the last AGM, and after the AGM last year, we were able to perfect the paper with the lawyer for this place being taken for the next 4 years. So we have just spent only 1 year out of our 4 years. We perfected the letter, the agreement. We have our copy, and we are giving the copy also to the landlord. So we successfully secure and renovate our state office, providing us with a befitting working environment that truly represent the image of our profession. This milestone is a source of pride and a foundation for the future administrative efficiency. You can see today, we are here today in our hall. It's beautiful, but we still have a lot of work to do. Part of the agreement we signed with the family was that we are going to seal this place. But we have not been able to do it today because we don't really have enough in the purse before today. So after this Asan week, I believe definitely we should be able to do the sealing, and then we should be able to demarcate a section here for the office. Yes. Amount of furniture and office items. We acquired durable chairs and essential office equipment, which has enhanced the functionality and comfort of our secretariat. Part of what we bought is what I'm using now. This is not rented, this is our home. We got some chairs, though very small. We got like those ones that are colored are our home. The white one is a borrowed home. So we still bought some of the chairs. Gradually we keep on buying more. So number 3, courtesy visits and stakeholders engagements. Our team embarked on courtesy visits to key stakeholders, institutions and relevant government agencies. This visit has not only raised the visibility of our association, but also strengthened our relationship with the farmers, livestock managers, and policymakers. Number 4, organizing and uniting stakeholders. We have consistently created platforms that bring together livestock farmers, feed millers, researchers, and students. This initiative have fostered collaboration, knowledge sharing, and unity among stakeholders in the livestock industry across Ogun State. Capacity building and student engagement. Effort has been made also to encourage the participation in professional activities, including sensitization on the impact of the gas, on the importance of gas, professional exams, ensuring that the next generation of animal scientists is well prepared and duly satisfied. Our plan for the future. As we reflect on our achievements, we are also mindful of what ahead of us. Our vision for the future is anchored on sustainability, growth, and greater impact. Some of our planned initiatives include, number 1, equipping the secretariat. So we still plan to equip this place more. We have not gotten any office furniture. We intend to put that in place any moment after this program. Beyond innovation, we plan to fully furnish and equip our secretariat with ICT facilities to make it a hub of professional activities, resource assets, and administrative excellence. Number 2, procurement of an official association vehicle. To improve mobility for official duties, visits, and outreach activities, we are working towards acquiring an official vehicle for the association. This will enhance our visibility and operational efficiency. We don't know, there could be somebody here that God laid in his heart or her heart to give us a space bus. Most of the time when we visit all these places, we rent cars. At times we take the car of our members and fuel it to be able to move around. I believe association should have its own. Number 3, strengthen student involvement. We will intensify effort to ensure that animal science students are actively guided and supported to write the GAS professional exam. This will secure their career progression and uphold a professional standard in the field. We are working on this, especially for that of the FUNAP. When they complained to us last year, we escalated it to the national. And I have to call Professor Owale, who is the chairman of the Committee for Education, and that has been taken up. I also paid a visit to the Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science at the FUNAP, and the problem is being that the problem has been resolved, and any moment from now, the final year students will start writing gas exam. But that of the OAU, we may likely have to visit the VC. OAU, we may have to visit the VC. We've started work on it, but where we got to, I think we still have to visit the VC to help us approve it, so that the students there also can write gas exam. Number 4, enhance collaboration with government and industry. We aim to depend on engaging with government agencies, research institutes, and private sector stakeholders, ensuring that animal science continue to contribute meaningfully to agricultural development, food security, and economic growth in Ogun State and Nigeria as a whole. We are trying our best to make sure we are closer to the Department of Livestock. Sometimes ago this year, I had an announcement on the radio, and I don't know whether some of us also had it, instructing farmers to come and do registration at veterinary service. So when I got that information, I felt it is wrong. It shouldn't be the work of vet. So I went to Livestock Department to discuss with the director. And later, the director also got the information to the commissioner, and the commissioner got involved. So he has to call the 2 directors and talk to them. And he said, so that this thing will not repeat itself again, I'm going to write a letter officially to analyze and state the duties of Livestock Department and the duty of vets. And to God be the glory, about 3 weeks ago, the director of Livestock got a letter from the commissioner stating that vets should hang off from some duties of animal science that they are doing in the state. And it is now in the custody of the Livestock Department to handle anything that has to do with our farmers. So you won't see them handling what we are supposed to handle now. The letter has been given, and those things are properly stated. The duty of each of them are properly stated. So we'll be able to resolve that. Then, capacity building and training. Plan and underway to organize more seminars, workshop, and training sessions for our members and farmers to expose them to emerging innovations. To expose them to emerging innovations, livestock feed challenges, and sustainable animal production practices. The whole of next year, what we wish is to use it to educate our people. And that's why we want to put this place in order, so that we will organize the trainings here. We will give us enough notification. And also, the first one we are having in mind is, we all know how expensive it is to get protein as a source in our feed now. And throughout the whole world, everybody is trying to reduce the cost of protein in the feed. And as such, there are a lot of innovations going on, one of which is a production of a black soja, fly lava. So the training may be the first one we are coming up early in the year to train our members. And when we are trained, we can also go to the field and train other people. And by that, pressure will reduce pressure on dependence on the soya and other protein source in our feed. So I'm presently experimenting that. I still visited my experiment this morning, and I was so happy when I saw all the flights coming up. They started emerging since yesterday. So I want to do it first, get it right, before we now bring the training also down to everyone of us here. So number 6, strengthening unity and membership growth. We will continue to foster unity within our association, encourage active participation of members, and expand our membership base across the state. Very soon also, we are going to interface with our members from the Research Institute. We want a situation in which people that are in the industry, we get to know those activities that are going on in our universities, those findings, and how they can implement it in the industry. So we are planning in the nearest future to organize a meeting that will bring our people in the researchers together and our people in the industry, and let's sit down, let's look at most of these research findings that we have in the university instead of dropping it on the shelf. Let's see how we can practicalize it and how we can make use of those information that is available to us. In conclusion, distinguished colleague, our journey has been one of steady growth, collective sacrifice, and shared vision. The progress we have made so far is a testimony that what we can achieve when we come together as one family with a common goal. However, we must not relent. The challenges facing the livestock industry requires us to remain proactive, united, and innovative. I therefore call on every member of this association to rededicate themselves to the service of our profession. Let us continue to support one another, nurture our younger colleagues, and work hand in hand to advance the cause of animal science in Ogun State and beyond. Together, we shall take this association to even greater heights. Thank you, and may God bless God bless our association, Ogun State, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Together for progress in animal science. Thank you, and may God bless Asan, Ogun State, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, our state chairman. Let's give you a full round of applause. The next on the agenda,
the minutes of the last AGM. The minute of the last AGM, we have it here. Can we distribute or we distribute it?
State chapter. Minutes of the annual general meeting held on 27th of November 2024 at Asan Secretariat at Shiro. I will present the minutes for consideration, correction, and approval. Opening. The meeting commenced at 3 p.m. with Mr. 3:07 p.m. with Mr. Tayo and Mrs. Ogunboyejo moving a motion and seconding the adoption. Chairman address. The chairman, Dr. Odukoya, presented his AGM speech starting by welcoming all members and guests to the annual general meeting, appreciating their commitment to the growth of the association, and also highlighting key achievements of the association during the year, which are renovation and securing of the secretariat, procurement of chairs and basic office equipment, courtesy visits to relevant stakeholders and government agencies, successful engagement and unification of livestock stakeholders, farmers, and students. Various ongoing efforts to encourage students to write the GAS professionals examination. Plans to equip the secretariat further. Procurement of association vehicle and organizing capacity building seminars and workshops. Acquiring demonstration farm. Need for subdivision for large network capturing. Needs to increase the annual dues and an amount to agree on. We also call on members to remain united and committed to the advancement of animal science profession in Ogun State. Reading and adoption of the minutes of the last meeting. The Secretary, Dr. Olanloye, read the minutes of the last annual general meeting, and the following corrections and observations were made. 1. Olukoya should be written as Odukoya. Secondly, Oguntola Temitope should be written as Oguntola Temitayo. And the last one is Mrs. Akinusi should be written as Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi. Then the minutes were adopted by the House. The motion for adoption was moved by Mr. Zubair Kayode Salam and seconded by Mr. Oguntola. Financial report was presented by Mrs. Idris Ganiyat for the year under review. The report detailed the income, expenditure, and current financial standing of the association. Members commended the financial secretary for a clear presentation of the financial report. Then, the following observations were made. Mrs. Temitayo noted the correction regarding the dates in the report, while Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi identified certain lines in the report as potentially implicating and recommended that points should be restructured. During deliberation, Dr. Akinusi raised a question on strategies to further promote the annual science profession, and in response to that, Mr. Oguntola Temitayo advised that members should use every available opportunity to speak positively about the profession. Then Mr. Adeyemi corroborated this view by emphasizing the need for members to blow their own trumpet and actively publicize the association's activities and impact. Following these corrections and deliberations, the report was adopted after a motion moved by Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi and seconded by Mr. Taiwo Adeshedu. Moving on to matter arising, deliberations were held on various issues affecting the association. And one of it was that Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi raised a question on strategies to move the animal science profession. And in response to that, Mr. Oguntola Temitayo advised that members should use every available opportunity to speak positively about the profession and raise public awareness. However, Mr. Zubair Kayode Salam proposed widening the collection network for annual dues by appointing representatives within different subsectors to facilitate payments. Mrs. Adebayo Mary Oluwaseun suggested optimizing a variety of programs and activities that will benefit members. Mrs. Ogunboyejo recommended involving final year students in the association's activities to groom future members, while Mr. Adebiyi Babatunde supported this idea and further advised that students should not be burdened with financial commitments. Instead, licensing offices should be established within universities to coordinate their engagement. He also recommended increasing the annual dues and emphasized the need for synergy with the national exam to avoid conflicts and align with broader organizational goals. The chairman endorsed the idea of introducing exam to final year students as a means of early professional integration. On the issue of annual due, Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi suggested 12,000 per year, and this was supported by Mr. David Babatunde. However, Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi and Mr. Omidiji also suggested 10,000, while Mr. Kisese Sukomi proposed breaking financial commitment into separate categories such as annual dues and conference dues, instead of lumping them together. A voting section was subsequently conducted with members choosing between 7,000, 10,000 and 12,000 as the annual dues. At the end of the exercise, 7,000 per year received the highest number of votes and was adopted as the official annual membership due. Then, the following resolutions were made. On annual due, members unanimously agreed to review the annual membership due upward from 2,000 Naira to 7,000 with immediate effect. On exam week contribution, members agreed that each member should contribute toward the successful hosting of the forthcoming exam week program. On the issue of office and equipment, the House agreed on equipping the Secretariat with ICT facilities and furniture to ensure it becomes fully functional for official activities. Further, on procurement of association fare, it was agreed that the leadership should intensify effort towards securing an official fare for ease of mobility during official assignment and costing visits. The association further discussed on student engagement and gas examination, and this was resolved by asking the association to strengthen collaboration with institutions and students, ensuring they are encouraged and supported to participate in the gas professional examination. Capacity building and stakeholders collaboration was emphasized, and the members discussed the need for more training, workshops, seminars to enhance professional knowledge, while also deepening partnership with government agencies, industry players, and farmers. The House agreed that members should take deliberate steps to bring in more professionals into the association and maintain unity for collective progress for our membership groups and unity. At the end of the deliberation, having exhausted all items on the agenda, the chairman expressed sincere appreciation to all members for their active participation, commitment, and valuable contributions. The local organizing committee was also specially commended by the House for their effort in ensuring the successful hosting of the meeting. Then, a motion for adjournment was moved by Mr. Udubi and seconded by Mr. Sukomi Akinshete. Then, the meeting was formally brought to a close at exactly 5:15 p.m. with a closing prayer led by Mr. Kayode Zubair Salam. Honorable members, the minute has been read and is now open for your observation, necessary corrections before adoption. Thank you very much.
We have had a meeting, but we want to check it if there's any error before we adopt it, before we can discuss about it. So if you are here last year and you have gone through this, maybe you could notice one thing or the other that was not written well, or an omission. Please, I want us to point it out so that we can make those corrections now.
The difference of the units. My observation is that the 7,000 that was later adopted as the official annual due was never mentioned. The president has raised the motion that 7,000 naira should be adopted, was never mentioned. It just got to the 14. So I think it behoves on us to mention the president that raised the motion for the 7,000 naira before it was adopted. Thank you.
And 12,000. I suggested 15,000. So, Mama suggested 12,000. And somebody's name was also mentioned that suggested 12,000. And we said we should put it to vote, and we voted 7,000. So, I think that is clear. Any other one?
Commend the secretary for producing a very good minute. But the way you read it like an orator. So you are a future orator in your university orator. But I just want to advise that we take note of something. The spelling of secretariat at the head of it bad. There are so many things that can be corrected. Mr. Temitayo is not really Temitayo. I think it is Oguntola. So don't use somebody's first name as Mr. It's on the first line there. Mr. Temitayo is Mr. Oguntola. And I also want to advise that wherever the association is written, the A should be capital letter. It should be capital letter because we are talking about a particular association, Asan, not small letter A. Thank you very much. But you have done a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I commend my daughter for this work. You have done so well. Thank you. Thank you. Like Prof said, she read it like an orator. Because what she read is not what you get. We were looking at it, but she actually joined everything together and she allowed it to flow so well. And you did well by correcting, because what you wrote here, I've studied everything. The secretariat that I said I studied, association already put it. But this 1, 2, 3 here. 3, that's what I'm concerned. Dr. Efio Akinusi should be written as Mr. Akinusi, and I was confused.
I saw it.
But you read something entirely different. Yeah, but this is what we are taking home now. Even if she has this is what we are taking home. So if I read this in the next 10 years, this is what is in the report. So then, also, I don't know whether we should adopt this. When it's an association, it's names. Do we really need to mention names specifically? Or we just write the resolution? Because sometimes if somebody says something that is negative, and we record it now, in another many years, and we are reading it again, a new person that comes will be wondering, so like the issue of the association, the annual dues, we didn't need to go through all. This person said 12, this one said 1, this one said 0 naira. Let's say we resolved. After deliberation, we concluded that we should, annual dues should be 7,000. Because that 7,000, there was an explanation that we gave to it. I don't remember. 5 for something and then 2 for something. No. Something.
He suggested 15, merging the annual due and the conference fee or the Asan week fee together.
Okay.
So we now said we should separate it. Whoever wants to pay annual due and doesn't want to attend the conference is free. And that association week might not be every year. So why do we pay for what we will not? That's why we separated.
I think that explanation should have been better.
That's why we separated it that way. That we should separate.
Let's do the correction like that. I was wondering when some people were paying 7,000, some were paying 8,000.
Yes,
now you have explained and we understand. Thank you very much.
My observation is the attendance at the last AGM. So I don't know if it's in 2, I don't know why it's not attached to it.
Should have been listed.
Thank you.
Should have been included.
And we
signed either by the secretary or the chairman.
After adoption, it can be signed. It cannot be signed.
But the secretary.
It is a minute. If it is a report, yes, it should be signed, either corrected or not. But since it is a minute, We all have a collective duty to correct before we adopt it. Then it will be signed. If we allow the secretary to sign, then that means that is our own report. Except you want to take it as a report.
Is that there should be provision for 2 signatories at the end of the minutes. The secretary's own and the chairman's own. The secretary signs her own before presentation to show that she is the one that produced it. If she doesn't sign it, she can deny, I didn't produce this thing you are talking about. I didn't produce it. So she should sign it before presentation here. At the point of adoption, after adoption, the chairman will now sign and put date to show that it was after adoption that the chairman, yes. And he signs it because she produced it and she will not deny tomorrow. Thank you.
This one that I've stated, I Oguntola Tintawe hereby say that the meeting should be adopted.
Second, okay, please note that.
Are we all animal scientists? Are we all sure? Because some minutes ago I saw it red. Yeah. And, okay. Thank you very much.
Matter arising from the minutes. Yes, sir.
Are we permitted to come?
Allow, sir, so that we can correct anything that is people.
So I want to talk about the chairman's presentation. And I want to, well, I thank the chairman for that. But the issue arising from the chairman's presentation on the chairs, we thank the executive for providing these chairs. Fortunately, one is broken now. I didn't hear the chairman say I should replace. So, since the chairman did not say I should replace, I take it that I will not replace. Except you force me to replace.
We apologize that you are even there.
But the other thing I want to say is it should be branded. The chairs, while thanking you for providing the executive, the chairs should be branded and numbered. Branded Asan, Ogun State, and then numbered serially, so that we know the number they are. Please, so that when you have the next batch, you continue to brand and to number continuously. The same thing with the furniture. The same thing with the furniture, the speaker, the table, anything you have. I don't know whether the TV also is our own. Okay, it's rated. The fans, anything that belongs to Asan Ogun should be branded. Especially the fans, brand with, is it hot something, Abi? Not paint, oh, not paint. This type you brand the Asia. Engraved. Thank you. Thank you. The same thing with the chair, so that, you know, I wanted to ask, how safe is this place? See below, how safe? How safe? Because we are talking about other things, bringing ICT computer, laptop, or anything. How safe? So please be sure that this place is safe, security-wise, in the week, during weekends, in the night, before you bring any costly item here. Very, very important. And then you said capacity building, number 5 of your achievements. You didn't tell us which of those places you went for capacity building. You didn't tell us which institutions. I would have loved to hear, in terms of authentication, that we went to social place as an example of where you went for capacity building and student engagement. It's very, very important, so that we can also, if there is the need to follow up, even by stakeholders, they can follow up even without the executive involvement. Then the top on the other page, item number 6, strengthening unity and membership growth. I want to say something there because we still have comments on the issue of I think there's the issue of feedback later. But I wanted to say something that from my own university where I come from here, where I work, the number of animal scientists in FUNAB is massive. So when we talk about membership growth, we're not up to 50 here. Kolanim alone, Kolani College of Animal Science, the academic staff there is more. When I was dean, more than I was dean 2011 to 2015. We were the animal scientists in FUNAB were more than 75. That's about 10 years ago. The staff, those working as academic staff, those working in the farm, were more than 75 then. Though you can say some have retired, but new staff are coming. So, so the issue of membership growth, the potentials are great for association. The same maybe with OOU, the same maybe with other places. There are new universities coming in, private universities, Babcock. There's one Crawford. I think Crawford is in Ogun State. Crescent. Yeah? Odon. I didn't hear you. Okay, I go away. So the point I'm making is that, and then maybe ministry, Bells University, so the potentials are great for association to grow, and then the private sector, then government. We should make sure that we tap on FCE too. Yeah, I should not forget FCE. I should not forget FCE because they're about going into degree awarding status now. That's the new thing in FCE now, openly, not just as a branch of another university. They have been licensed to award degrees, and they are expanding. They are employing. So we should explore these potentials, and I don't know, maybe we should appoint, my suggestion, you can drop it if you don't want. We used to have representatives, former chairman in each of these places. We still have them. So we should have representatives that will be driving the process. We should have representative in OOU. We should have representative in FUNAB. We should have representative. Don't appoint me. Appoint younger people. I'm not lobbying for appointment. Appoint younger people. We should have representative in the ministry. We should have representative in Ogadeb. We should have representative in other universities, other institutions, polytechnics, monotechnics that are running animal science. Please, I beg you, so that this association we can harness all the potentials and grow. We should be more than 500 here, honestly speaking. Even less, even be 200. And then we move away from the secretariat and go back to Ogadel and have air condition.
I'll still be making my comments in relation to that on point number 3 of your speech, and that is strengthening student involvement. We intensify efforts to ensure that animal science students are actively guided and supported to write the class professional exam, and then secure their career progression and uphold professional standards in the field. When NIA started, the very first gas exam, in fact, even FUNAB and Babcock, their students came to Aitoro to write gas exam. So we had the second, the third gas exam. But the moment this issue of resource verification came in, we had problems. And that problem was, we were to pay 1.6 million naira then for resource verification, in addition to providing
accommodation and whatever of the people that came to do the resource verification. See, the university, insisted it because of the financial implications. Now they gave us options. If we can generate the money by ourselves. Of course, the easiest thing for us to do was Professor Bibieta would then decided we had a meeting with the students, and if they can contribute that money. But then the university itself brought in another bottleneck at the end of the day, because we were asking, the only way you can make the students to pay is to legally include it as part of the fee that they have to pay. They said the state government was not favorably disposed to addition of anything to that school fee beyond what is approved from Abeokuta. So we couldn't go from that approach. So until tomorrow, even if you go to the Vice Chancellor, it's the same thing that we have. In actual fact, something happened of recent. I just left the office as the dean. I've been dean for 4 years. And I was mounting pressure on the VC. And then on the floor of Senate, they just came up and said, okay, there are a number of people coming up with this idea of their professional bodies and whatever, because there are many courses now that enjoy professionalization. And then Senate set up a committee. And the Vice Chancellor deliberately put Professor Agubiade, just came back as the Vice Chancellor from Andhra University as the chairman of that committee. I was glad because I knew there was no way Professor Agubiade would have worked against his own, because we are also involved. And good enough, you see, and they gathered all documents of the professional bodies and give it to Asan, to NIAS. In fact, in his presentation, he made them realize that the best position as touching that issue was captured in the NIAS, that document that resulted in the professionalization. And of course, the fact that it was actually written in their own, that, that accreditation must take place in the universities. Now, do you know, going from there, after that presentation, even the VC did not allow discussion. It just said, NUC is working on that issue, we'll wait for the outcome of the NUC. And then subsequently, NUC has circulated to universities now, that that resource verification is not compulsory. There's a document from NUC that says that now, that resource verification is not compulsory, but unfortunately, NUC approved it for 7 professions: medicine, law, engineering, architecture, pharmacy, vet medicine. So there are 7 that were approved. So when we are fighting now, our fight is now even beyond those institutions themselves. There is a fight now that has to go even to national, and for national to engage the National University Commission, that they are also flouting, a national regulation also that is embedded, in the NIAS something. That's the first one that I want to mention. That does not still mean we cannot appeal to the university. Maybe something they are going and maybe liberal enough. So, although I'm also thinking, because I discovered that even after that, ZTRC and they call their own Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria still came to do induction, and I had to go and meet the dean of the Faculty of Education. And what they did to take off was they actually organized a program that covered all those people that have not been inducted to attend the workshop and whatever, for which they paid, and then the new students that are also just finishing paid to attend that workshop, and then ended it with, the induction. So that way, I think it was money that they generated, that they used, for the purpose. So it was not the university that was responsible. So, but that just happened, last year. So I'm beginning to think that we can also explore that option at our own end also. So that's about that. The other one is what Prof just talked about, and that is the issue of the vast number of animal scientists that you have in the state, and an appreciable number being in the academic world. I will have mentioned this, but I think I can do that now. Because you see, even right from the theme, livestock feed and emerging challenges in livestock industry,
the need for collaboration between academic research and livestock managers in Nigeria. Academics was not well represented in this portion. And unfortunately, the people that came from the private sector, just 2 people mentioned, addressed this issue, and they threw the problem at the door of the academics. Unfortunately, there was no time because we were constrained by time. I wanted to respond, if I went and engaged one of them outside afterwards, And you see, my personal observation is this, that look, everybody that comes for this has something that is going to benefit. Must have something that is going to benefit. Now, for those farmers, look at Tuesday. Look at the number of big farmers that came. It's because they are looking forward to benefiting something.
Yes.
Okay? Now, those that came to promote their products, they are going to benefit something. Now, you must also begin to think, what is an academic going to benefit from coming to this kind of conferences? One of the reasons why the National enjoy that support is because there is going to be a presentation of papers. And then there will be conference proceedings. And you can submit that for promotion. The only thing that we can benefit, but if it is not going to be out of place, outrageous, to also include such presentations, even as part of state programs, if there's no law that forbids it, the only thing is that perhaps we bring in the constraint of, okay, let those papers perhaps be something that is also very practical, that is applicable to the industry. So we may have to vet that so that part of our objective will also be addressed. So thank you very much for
this allowing us to look at our students with that. But other professionals do it, like I mentioned. The member of NIFS, I remember, I was general secretary before. And we are inducting students till today. We went to Ibadan some few weeks ago to induct students. This university at Keji, they were there some few weeks ago. So how do they do it? Let us
Which
find
profession
out.
is that?
NIFS, food science technology.
Even computer professionals of Nigeria came to FUNAB 2 weeks ago.
Food science and tech, they're still doing it.
Computer.
How do they do it? Let's find out. The first thing is that we want to, like you said, we want to be visitor friendly. Let's go to the visit, like you said. Let them recognize us first, that we are existing here as a professional body. Then we can let them know our programs. That don't ask them for money. Leave about the preparation first. Don't verify anything for now. Remember our students write and PhD. How can we assist so that students can write our GAT exams? How can we assist anybody in the state? That's what we should do. How much will it cost us? How can we recognize them every year when they finish? In the list of the students, and then what can we do? So that they can come. Then we look to that they are adopted in their own universities. That will prompt, in fact, we did that at Iporo. It was a festival. Students were saying, our fellowship, because you see, very flamboyant, very colorful, they wore, gowns. And all of us that were brass. See, let's showcase that we are existing. Let the university know, and let with our federal government approval, give it to them. Let them go through. Like we are not just crashing. With that, we can then see how we can assist these students with the list from the department. What can individual do, and then what can the institution do, so that I register them with NIAS. With that, when we do the first induction, the university will come. We will ask the visitor to come. When he comes and see that this thing is very working, he want to support us.
To speak. Our colleagues here that have contributed, they have made some very important comments. And that is where your visit to the institutions, is very, very important. Having that act of the parliament the law setting up NERS, is very, very important. There is the amended one, there is also the original act. You need to arm yourself with copies. Because the VC might want to collect copies from you, their VC, and any institution head you are meeting. They want to have evidence of what you are saying. Having said that, I want to say this, that is sensitization you are doing with the institution. This one is now your visit, the first one, the visit to the head, Vice Chancellor. The other one now is sensitizing the students, like the chairman mentioned in his address. Very, very important. Once these students can capture the vision that animal science is not ordinary, they can be millionaires with animal science. There are examples. They can make money with animal science. And they can go anywhere in the world with animal science. So they need to know that. And if you're able to do that, they can pay. The only thing is that the institutions, where we need the institutional backup is for it to be stamped as official, the payment. Because if you want to induct students, they have to pay. They have to pay for the membership. They have to pay for the CAST exam. They have to pay for the induction. You have to entertain people. I organized the first induction in FUNAB. Yes. And it was by NERS. It was a carnival. It was a carnival. And the students were excited. Even those that were on ground, that are not finished, they cut up the vision. Unfortunately, there was no other one. Yes, there was no follow-up. And the truth of the matter, but we got back up. I know what I did. I went to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Yewale, and he had to agree. And because there were some people again from the national body of NERS that he knew, and they visited, Njoku visited, Professor Njoku visited, and paid him a courtesy call. And he could not say no to Professor Njoku. So the point I'm making is that this issue should be tackled so that we can have growth, we can have continuity. Some of us are already, about to retire. He's about to retire. I'm about to retire. But the truth of the matter is that the young ones have to come up and take over our place and take over from us. And if this is computer professional, what do they call it? They came to FUNAB 2 weeks ago. And they have been doing it every year. How do I know? I represented the Vice Chancellor maybe about 3 years ago. He said when they were doing induction 3 years ago, and they've been coming every year. So the same thing now with even, of course, the Vice do their induction in FUNAB. Engineering, they do their induction in FUNAB. My son graduated from engineering, and he came and went. As a parent.
So what stopped our own?
So it is continuity. Because you can't induct this year and not induct next year. You can't induct this year and not induct next 2 years. The students will lose interest. Because the students have to pay. The best they pay. It's like their own induction is like graduation. They cook pounded yam, they cook jollof rice.
Just like the doctors.
It's like graduation. The parents they come.
Yeah. We hired.
It's a big carnival. They have canopies, they scattered all over the place.
Yes, for my daughter in Unilag.
So please, I'm supporting that move, sir. If that is one of the achievements, the executive will register in our various institutions that we're doing induction in all our universities. The only problem is that a small university like Babcock, sorry to use the word small, the population, NERS may not come to induct 5 students. I don't know how many animals are in they graduate in a year.
They have
But if they have enough number, they will come.
Can we match?
And they can match.
But they have.
They can match centrally. But with this institution, the institution that is traveling to another institution, with the campus environment, feel that aura. That is the issue. If you ask them to come to FUNAB, will the Babcock environment experience that carnival-like atmosphere?
No.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I'm speaking too much, but I will keep quiet now.
Okay, let me allow one more. Okay, two more, and then we will take action on that. Just two more.
Thank you very much. I want to ask two questions from OOU. Our students graduate and they go out, and gas exam is outside of the school. Do they write it now?
No.
No.
10 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, I went there to
supervise
gas exam.
Number two is to the chairman. That's not a question, but just a thought. That these things sit down.
Chairman, sit down.
You want to stand?
This is very important, so I'm standing.
Is that the issue we are talking about is beyond us. Except maybe we will have to go to Abuja at the AGM this year and present a stakeholders paper from Ogun State requesting that we should go back to the original status of inducting our students on their campuses. If we don't do this and we still induct outside our campus, one, the university and the whole environment will not see it as a profession.
No impact.
It will not have an impact in the thing. Even those ones that are just beginning to have institutes, that have just begun to induct in the schools now, not outside. So students should be made to write their gas exam before they leave school if they want to. And if they don't want, they have to go back to their school to write the gas exam. After passing, then they come back and for induction. That is when they become a full-fledged animal scientist. They will carry 2 certificates. Every medical doctor has 2 certificates. They have the NMA certificate and they have their LLB, the BSc, MBBS. They have it. So if we can take it back to Abuja and let them know that this is the situation of things. Then on OOU issue is our state, sir, Nigerian. OOU belongs to you. It's part of your constituent. We have to make a clear representation to the national to please allow OOU graduates to become professional. Because without that gas, without being admitted as RAS, you are not a professional.
Yes.
And I know we have solid products from OOU. So if you want, sir, if you want us to come in to be involved, wherever you want us, let's know. We'll organize and we'll come into. So we should take it to the national. 2 things now. Induction in campus and plea for OOU students to become professionals.
I said, let me take the first one and say, okay?
Props, doctors in the house, and everyone. It also. Prof mentioned it, and many other did. As regards synergy, the policymakers, the industries, and the academia. Immediately after the seminar presentation yesterday, I met with the chairman. I said, I don't want to forget it, let me put it across. Because in his opening speech, he mentioned that again next year, there will be a series of seminars, trainings that Asan will engage with the public. And I quickly keep it that within ourselves, we can as well do something. If there is no interest or a gain from an activities, it will be difficult to continue with. So I mentioned it that there should be a program also organized to involve the researchers and bring in the industries, as well collaborate with the government, the policymaker, sit them down. I've mentioned it. Result of your research that are practicable, that have been researched on, that it will be profitable. Bring it to table, sit the industries down, let them listen to you. A friend of mine in Canada told me that he realized one thing from one of his neighbors, that immediately you have an initiative, business-wise, that a body just go in there. I have this in mind. They will do the financing, assist you, and you will roll out your products and tag your name to it. That is the area where the policy, that is the government, and also that they must be on seat to listen to the research works from the university and from all researchers being presented to the stakeholders, the industries. Anyone that have interest, then the government should create a platform that can try, that can assist whatever that is being arranged between the researcher and the industry. I wish Asan will do something on that. The second one, sir, Asan cannot do much without finance. I responded to one of the comments from Mr. Oguntola. He calculated the percentage of people that are paid for this year, annual due. I said, my eyes are pushing me. Look at the total number of members compared to the number of people that pay for the annual due. And without money, there is no association that can survive. There's need for ways to get our annual dues from all members every year. It is very paramount, sir. It is very important for Asan Ogun to perform wonders. So without finance, there is little they will be able to do. Visit to all the institutions or whatever they want to plan. Without finance, it will be difficult if we only remain on paper like the first law of motion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let's pick this issue and then we'll go quickly and discuss. Please, you'll be brief. Give it to her, please.
Comment on what Doctor has said about the RAS and the induction. We all know that the national body of NIAS are making money on that. Are you sure they will be ready to let go of that for the universities to take over? Because we know how much students pay to write RAS and to pay for induction. That's what I wanted.
We are talking about gas.
Gas. Okay, gas. Okay. Maybe with the induction, they pay money for that induction at the national body. So I'm just wondering if they will allow that to go. That's just what I was saying.
Okay.
When Prof was talking, he mentioned that there are some professional bodies that have been embedded in the institutions. Or
not embedded, they are still inducting.
Yes, they are still doing their own.
The national body comes.
I understand. But for NIAS, you only did it once. As since that time it has stopped. But the other ones have never stopped. So my own is there's a question in Yoruba I can say it. Okay? What is causing theirs to be able to continue since all these years, and they have started and then stopped? I think if all of us have we are animal scientists, we can bar ourselves. What is the problem with us? Number one, sorry. When we talk about professionals, if we say law is a profession, everybody will say yes. Even the lay persons on the road.
Market woman.
If they say medicine is a profession, everybody understands it. I don't know why if you talk to engineering and they say they have their institute, they have institute of this, institute of that, everybody agrees. When my daughter graduated from Unilag, it was their induction that attracted me getting books, me inviting people. We almost even took plots at that time, and then we collected the canopy and we cooked fruit from Abeokuta here to Lagos. So everybody still recognizes that those ones, they are professionals. What is happening to animal science? Even the students, our own students too. If only they could tell the truth. Some of them are wondering, are we really a profession? But they will not be able to say that. Even those of us that are working, the younger ones these days, if you ask a normal animal scientist, are you a professional? The vets, they will always raise their heads up in everything that they are doing. Somehow there's still some guys, and what am I saying? We are not, the boldness is, we are not emboldened yet. What exactly is the problem? Okay, we are looking at this thing on top, we want to do induction, this and that. The underneath thing, are we ourselves, are we bold enough to say we are a profession and so we want to do the induction? We want to ask gas to come and induct us of them, ask MEAS to come and induct our gas. Let's think, let's tell the truth to ourselves. Have we all accepted this thing? Is it in our mentality that animal science is a profession? If we all are convinced, then to move forward will not be difficult. Let's think of that first, and then we know how to move forward. Where exactly is our problem coming from? Who should come to our aid to be able to solve the problem? Thank you very much.
Okay, let's get it right. On our platform, I want to start from the roots, from here, before we go to the federal. We have over 320 people that are animal scientists in Ogun State. 74 page or 76 page. All of us that are in this hall today were less than that. And the same thing happened yesterday. If not because farmers joined us yesterday, I don't think all animal scientists in yesterday's program are out 20. So we ourselves, we are not helping ourselves. We don't have any other profession. It is too late for some of us to say that we want to take engineering as a profession. This is what is ours. What has actually been our reaction to this organization? I think last month or 2 months ago, sir, I was in OU. Am I correct, sir? And one of the things I got was that I should come and see our students and talk to them. Many of them are losing interest in what they are doing. And that day, after that seminar, I got a lot of call from our students. One of them said, I didn't know this profession had this great hope like this. Another one said, I was just doing it because I want to obey my parents. But now, with what you have discussed with us, I made up my mind that I will practice. As I'm speaking to you now, 2 of the students are presently on my farm. He said, after that lecture, they now realize that they didn't make a mistake. They are in the right question. It's only that they don't know the value of what they have. And they have only spent 1.5 months. Some of them came to the program also yesterday. They were saying, we didn't know this profession is like this. We had a different picture about this profession. But we are happy now. We will go out and we will practice. Why should it be difficult for us to induct our students? It's not the issue of money. Yesterday I paid 100,000 naira for my daughter for induction. In fact, when he said there, I said, after paying all this, could you 100,000 naira? He said it is a must. I said, explain why it is a must. He said because the institute will come. That money is kept in a special account of the school. And the institute will come and induct them. And they must pay them that money. 100,000 each student.
Which program is that?
That's nothing. Each student. So it's not, I think we have to tackle this issue because I won't lie to you, sir. If you look at this all today, if you look at all of us here, 70% of all of us that are here are going to 60 upward. Who are going to replace us? If care is not taken and we don't take an action now, this profession, nobody will talk about it again. And we blame ourselves that when we have opportunity to do something, we didn't do it. My own way of doing this thing is this, because this issue is not only us. It goes beyond us. It goes beyond even the university. It goes to the federal. NIAS is here. It was day before yesterday they were introducing to us. We are knowing for the first time the NIAS officer for Ogun State. For the first time. And they have an office in Ibadan here. They do their things as if they are not with us. In fact, when they were looking for office, they did not even inform us of anything. They went to livestock department and were asking them to give them a room. I said, when you have this big oil here, how many spaces you want to take as NIAS? You cannot sit here. Why are we separating ourselves? Are you trying to say that NIAS is different from Asan?
No.
We are supposed to work together.
They are the same.
But they are not working with us. Now, this is what we can do. If we don't talk, nobody will talk for us. Fortunate enough, our conference is coming in the next 2 months. If I didn't go for that conference, for this issue, I have to go. If I have not been planning to go, it's October. If I didn't want to go before, but because of this, I have to go. And I have to wait for the AGM. But from within us also, I want to appeal. I will talk. Sir. Mommy, I can promise you that I will talk. I will play my politics before that day. I'm going to discuss with the Asan president first. I'm going to share my mind with him and I'm going to tell you what I want to come and do.
We now have president that can
yes. I will talk to him. I will tell you what I'm coming to do. So that before that day, he is also prepared about what I want to do. And I will also join hand with as many that are going. We will hold a meeting before that time and we will plan ourselves. But I want to suggest something. Can we form a committee here that will work only on this issue for Ogun State? And I will prefer the ESCO is involved, people in academics are also involved. Because there are some things you cannot do as ESCO, but you as a lecturer inside, you know, you have some information. You can guide us. Even when we are taking around, we've been there several times. We've been to Ayeto. But we cannot even understand the basic, we cannot understand how the structure is arranged, except we use an insider. What I did when that issue got to me initially was to find out who is handling education committee, who is heading the education committee of Asan. And I got to know that it was Professor Oluwole. So I went to him and I discussed with him. This is the problem we are having. We have FUNAB also have been doing it before, but also they are not doing it again. And this is what's happening at OU. He came, he came to our this thing last year. Yes. During the program, he called me, we went downstairs. We sat under that thing, and I called students from OU, I called students from FUNAB, and we sat down and we discussed this issue. He now said they should go and send a letter. They should write a letter officially to Asan, so that he can take it up. But until now, I've been asking for that letter, I've not gotten that letter. When I didn't get the letter, I went back to FUNAB and I discussed the issue with the dean. The dean said, we have settled the issue. I should not worry. Professor Oshok. He said, we have settled the issue that they will be doing it now. But up till now, I've not heard anything about it again. Call him again. So I think let's form a strong committee that will work purposely on this. If we can revive this in Ogun State, I know other states will copy us. So that's my suggestion. People that have experience in this particular area, can we form a committee? It may not be more than 5 people. That we can really sit down and work on this issue. I don't want it to be ESCO. Somebody from, you can pick 1 or 2 from ESCO and other from outside. Yes, sir.
I would say yes. I want to actually address that. Mama said, what is the problem that is drawing us back? Problem is money. We have not been monetized. The vet get a lot of money. That's why they run after those professions. How much do I earn? How much does prof earn? Professional. Or do you have anything on your payroll that says that professional? Nothing. The issue was raised 5 years ago when I was alive, or 7 years ago. He said, oh, you sit down. I said, I will not sit down. Because what do we gain to be a lot of years? What's our reward? We spend money to conferences, 100,000 naira, and you come back next time you are called, you go again. What do we get from it? Start from the local government. How much do they earn? And what scale are they put as a professional? State level. Are they on normal scale? The best came in at lecturer 2. When master student, and he was master coming again as AL. Somebody with 1st degree coming with lecturer 2. What are we talking about? If we have money coming to our pocket, we will be active. What are these? People will not come now. How will they come? How will they get from it? It's a truism. We cannot shy away from it. Let's work with what the NIA is doing in Abuja. Tell me all about showing us picture. That we want to eat. Let them work. How far have they gone with the presidency to sharpen our case so that we can get something like better also getting? It is them who can be encouraged. Otherwise, we don't see anybody, sir. Call them, go to the NTA, anywhere they will not come. You hear it and tell you. Please,
okay,
let's go to Abuja next month as a team to talk about this matter.
If we are going to talk about that matter, last year we did something similar to what you asked for. I think you are there, you followed us.
Yes, sir.
We visited the head of service on this issue. And he agreed with us. He said there's going to be a conference the following day in Oshogo. But when they got to Oshogo, they scattered the whole thing. Yes. That thing would have been approved, they would have been approved last year. And I know those who that did that, I'm very sorry to say, I know Vent knows about this thing. They did it intentionally and they went to Oshogo and made sure that it did not hold. So now, if that was blocked, we cannot sit down and be complaining. Our case is like this, like the case in the Bible. Those people they said they were sick. They said if we remain here, hunger will kill us. And if we go for this battle, We may not survive it, but is it now better for us to try? Let's go to the battle. I think forming that team, that committee today, we can approach anybody. We can start it from our southwest here. They are very close to us. We don't even talk about Abuja. The committee can decide that we are coming to your office in Ibadan. We want to pay you a visit. Or when we go there, we will express our mind. Even before the conference day, we will express our mind. We tell them, this is what we want. This is what we are suffering for. Even our lecturers in the university, there are some things that are supposed to be an entitlement to them. They are not getting it. But if we don't take a move or make a move today, we will still come back next year and still talk about this. So I want to suggest volunteer. Maximum of 7 people, minimum of 5. It's a job we want to do. It's a job. Can we volunteer? Please. Me, I'm ready to work.
Leave the stakeholders. Those that have students.
Yes, sir. Now we need somebody to join us. Please, sir. That the lady you will have to join us. I know you are not the but whatever number, please, I'm putting you there that you have to join us. But we need people also from, I'm only begging you. It's not for the kind of, okay, you are raising your answer.
And so that it will cut across.
Okay, from FUNAB.
Yes.
Can we have a okay.
I would like to take permission if Professor Q can do that for us. Because of his experience. One, I understand.
Prof have a lot of experience in that
He
field.
has a whole lot of experience. If that is the only thing you can still achieve for us before you retire, we so much appreciate it.
Engineers, but he's not a politician. We need somebody that understands the politics of these things. So why can't we go for our own politician amongst us? Let's say Showande. He's not here, but we can talk to him. He's an ASU chairman. He knows and he integrates with vice chancellors around.
You know the DC of
not only OOU.
Who was ASU chairman there?
And he had been
He was ASU chairman
before.
Yes.
He had been an
It's also ASU Southwest.
So,
yes.
And he's still a guy. He's not a dean presently. So he's free. So I think if we can tell him Asan Ogun wants him in this place,
yes,
he will just oblige.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor Showande can really play that role perfectly well. But one thing about politics is this. Professor Showande is actively involved with ASU issues now. For your information, I want to say it here that he's the point man between the ASU and federal government. I want to know the kind of politics they play, the government play with ASU now. I wouldn't want that one to affect whatever will be the outcome of what we are proposing here. Now, we understand the fact that he's experienced. It might not be a 5-man committee or 7-man committee. We might have 5-man or 7-man committee, but yeah, we still need a level of support. Like, Anton Guawaro is okay. Yes, so if it is possible, it can be involved. But the issue is, I wouldn't want the politics of federal government with ASU to affect whatever we may be aspiring, because I know federal government play a lot of politics with whatever is happening with ASU, and they know some individuals that are the key players, so that it will not affect it. Now, politics is good. I know if we can pick someone even from the industry that has this political background about what is happening in Ogun State and the likes, the academics from OOU, from FUNAB will furnish them with adequate information that will help. It's not some place. But
and we had one more.
But let that person that we are going to take apart of Showande will be the spokesperson. Don't let them be seen Showande pushing for this again. So that's the observation.
Daddy, please, can you help us? Can you have somebody that can help us? We need to handle this situation and solve it. So I told your call again. We've gotten one person from FUNAB. Please help us with one more person.
Can I have microphone? Sorry, sir. I just want you to leave me. Please, just leave me. You know, there comes a time in your life you have to, you know. In fact, for NIA's conference next month, I was just telling him, there is the Genetic Society of Nigeria that I'm a member. Is having a conference in October in Abraka. They have invited me to be the keynote speaker more than 6 months ago. So even right now, I'm preparing keynote address for that conference. So I was telling him, I don't even know, after going to Abraka, October 19 is the arrival. They will finish October 23rd. Then I will now go to Abuja and spend another 4 or 5 days.
Carry your wife.
Are you getting me now? Then I have a childhood friend that we went to school together. We started primary school together. You know, he's going to be buried November 1. Then I have to also go from Abuja to Anambra State for another 2 or 3 days.
Love is your strength.
I just don't know how I'm going to do it. Then if you are going to start sensitization, and then I should be coming for meeting here, coming to going to, please leave me. Please leave me. Showande would have been, except for what you just said about that. Showande knows, is it Angola?
Can we be?
Showande knows it personally.
Professor Showande and
he knows me personally. They have meetings together. Showande cannot go to the DC or you and say, please allow induction, and he will say no. That I know. Thank you.
Dr. Olivia.
Professor Showande.
Am I saying it correct? Yes. Dr. OU. Please help me with that. From OU.
Sorry, Chairman, what's your fee himself?
Hey, he's the one. He's the one. He's the one. No, he's the one. Professor. Oh, you, sir. We need to tackle this issue, sir. I refuse to sit down. I refuse to sit down because this is important.
Okay, we have. No, just say ourselves and sit down.
No. Prof.
Yeah.
You cannot refuse. You cannot refuse.
Am I correct? That's 5 already. From back up, do we know anybody that we can contact? If we don't have people there, we can still do it for them. Because we've not been having them in the meeting. Can we pick 2 from the expo?
There is an Asan executive in Bangkok. Yes. There's an Asan executive in Bangkok. What's the name of this?
What's the name, sir?
Okay. What's the name of this treasurer? Black, dark complexion. Asan treasurer. National.
Oh, Mata.
Mata Olumide. Olumide.
Okay, can we include that?
Yes.
That's 6, am I correct?
Brainstorming on this. You may nominate that person. You may give an excuse that. So, because of how pressing this issue is, if we can make our nomination from here, because we deliberately understand where we are coming from, so that except if you know that person, you know his schedule, our schedule, if he's going to be ready available, so that we won't just agree here and at the end of the day.
Can we allow Prof to help us talk?
Dr. Mata is a very active person.
Yes, good.
She's a very active person.
One thing we need is we want, though we are going to leave Prof as he asked, but we want him to help us talk to her and talk to Professor Showande.
Myself.
Yes, sir. I want Prof to help us talk to those 2 people.
No, I'm not close to Mata.
He mentioned Professor Showande. He is not here. But we said we will talk to him about it. So when they mentioned Professor Mata, you shouldn't have stood up and said, don't let So, please, let's also talk to her.
Can we have somebody
and
to
see
help us
what
talk
she
to her?
will do.
This is state as I
Thank you.
Talk to Martha, all the people.
She doesn't know me.
No, talk to her.
And I want us to also let us talk to Professor Professor Mata. I have my reason for saying that. You know, Prof is a NIAS person. So if you talk to Professor Mata, it will be easier. I will also talk to her. Yes, sir.
It would be better for the state executive, in conjunction with those that are nominating these individuals. So if the executives of the Asan are meeting with these individuals, so it will be easier for you to explain the essence of what we are trying to achieve. Because if we are just, okay, probably our doctor here speaking with Professor Showande, they can just discuss this as a matter of, okay, just like friends. It won't be as official. Because if they are seeing the executive of Asan with the doctor speaking on,
we can do something. When we are coming to Funab, I will notify you. We will do the same thing for backup. We have to go there, book an appointment with her. We may not even tell her what we are coming from the phone. Just let's book an appointment with her first, on behalf of the association. And then when we get there, we will discuss with her. I need somebody that is vocal. This is Agnes. Can you help us? No, make yourself available, please. You are not available again. What happened? Don't worry. God will give you grace. I know she has been very strong for some days. She has been very strong for some days. She doesn't listen to advice. I've told her she should reduce the weight of the work, but you will be there, sir. You will be there, man. God will give you strength. So how many do we now have? We are 8. Is that number okay? 8. Is that number okay? Or we make it an odd number? We don't know who we turn it on, down or not. Let's just keep that 8. So in a week's time, by next week, we don't want to have a good father. Next week we'll do something about it. Immediately do something about it next week. And then we'll get over that. Yes?
Thank you, sir. No. But unfortunately, we do not have any policy individual in this committee.
Any policy?
Okay,
I can sit down now. We have solution.
Please, when we are talking about Asan, yes, these two bodies belong to us. Please, I was disturbed when I visited you Funab then. And what professor was telling me, let them start paying us first. Then we will pay all the annual dues. Please, let's stop this idea of playing like, monkeys that they kept in a pit. Each time one of them decides to jump up, the others will pull it down. Let's start encouraging ourselves. When we encourage theirs, they will feel encouraged to fight our battle. When we encourage Asan, they will feel encouraged. There are times that I can fight the vet on any ground, but when it comes to the issue of Asan and theirs, as my members in the office, I will always stand up for our profession. And the reason is this: if we play it down, the younger ones will see that there is nothing in it. But when we lift it up and we say that this thing, NIAS is working, and this is what is expected to be our role, we won't have problems. The year they did the promotion of the medical doctors and took them to grade level 12, each medical doctor contributed money. That was during the time of IDB. They contributed everything, and they made sure that this thing worked. if we are going to National Assembly today, we want to talk about animal science, you will see the vets will levy themselves just because they want to come and counter us. But when we say pay 3,000, you will see our people will say, what is that for? So we should start encouraging ourselves. It is not only mayors. We are the ones that make up mayors. And we should be the ones that will encourage ourselves and say that let's do this together so that we will get it together. Thank you.
So that you can enter our document and then also be mentioned at national. You see, this CC mass curriculum that they have just brought, surreptitiously that thing can kill animal science. Why? Because it's a BSc 4 years program. And the BMAS is supposed to become suspended. So students will now come and do animal science as a 4 years degree program, and that will never qualify you for a professional degree, let alone take your salary to that level. I know that NIAS has since issued a document to Nigerian universities saying they do not recognize CC mass. But the vice chancellors, I'm not saying about my university now, the vice chancellors will be favorably disposed to NUC because they can't start running what the NUC is not saying they should run. So they have to pick up a fight, even about, although there is the provision that says you can retain your Bachelor of Agriculture in your school and still run 5 years, or BSc Animal Science, BSc Extension, BSc Agricultural Economics. But I foresee a situation where students will enroll more for the BSc program because of the shortness of the program and neglect the Bachelor of Agriculture 5 years program. Good enough for us now, at least in our school. I mean, we have opted that we will continue the agri program, which is 5 years. But I'm afraid that may not be trend across every institution in Nigeria. Thank you.
Financial report. Our financial report. Financial report, man. Please, can you help us distribute this?
For the fiscal week 2025. Opening balance as at 27/11/2024, 139,533.86 kobo. Closing balance as at 3rd of September 2025, 4,941,000. Total income generated 5,081,182 naira 70 kobo. Total expenditure as at 3rd of September 2025. That is the total money expended for the year 2025. 3,857,915 naira. When we do the deduction, 1,223,232 naira 70 kobo.
I am concluded now.
Income source and different ways we generated money. First, membership contribution. The total amount from the members is 1,133,000 naira. Now it has been separated. First one, Asan with registration. That is those that paid. We have 77 members that paid cumulatively. But for the Asan with registration, we have 5 members that is not paid for the Asan week. So in total, we have about 71 members that paid. That's 568,000. Then the annual due. We have for the annual due. We have only one person that did not pay for the annual due. And so we have 525,000. Then we had about 3 members that paid more than 15,000 naira. They paid 20,000 naira each. So the 5,000 naira extra for the 3 of them is calculated together. And that's where we have 15,000 naira. Then we have a donation of 25,000 naira. And that is how we got 1,133,000 naira. Then from our sponsors, we have 3,900,000. At the Asan Week 2024, we distributed some forms of credits. And we have some people that pledged to the Asan secretariats. Some of them have repaid. And we have 180,000. Total 5,213,000 naira. Then the expenses. For the Asan secretariat, box chairs, solar fan, and the public address system, amounting to 283,000 naira. Then the Asan Week expenses. The summary of the expenses incurred for the Asan Week as at the time of the report. That is to say, there are some expenses that does not reflect on in this report. So we have about 17 numbered here. Venue and services, media and advertisement, brochure, award plaque, honorarium, souvenirs, menu, high-table services, cleaning service, calls and logistics, committee expenses, public address system, radio advertisement, jingle, printing of documents, video, photographs and projectors, newspaper advertisements. Total 202,995,350 naira. Now, when we had the expenses of the expenses under the Asan Secretariat with the one of the Asan Week, we have 3,278,350 naira. Now, we have some pending debts. We have pending debts to be paid to our state chairman that he borrowed us for the renting of this hall. We have not yet paid him back. 685,500 naira. Now, an expenses of 579,600 has not been, when I started this, I said there are some expenses that we incur that did not reflect in this report as at the time of relating this at the time of writing this report. We have that one amounted to 579,600,000. 600 naira. Sorry. Now, from the above, from the initial, from the one I read above, That's the total income and the closing balance. We will discover there is a surplus. This surplus may be as a result of probably some amounts have entered the accounts and have not been. It has not yet been reflected through the bank, the SMS alert or the bank statement. By the time we have the bank statement, we'll be able to ascertain the exact money and the source of the income. Thank you. Now we have the list of the sponsors. We have 12 sponsors. Kacheland, FDH, the total 3,900,000. Then we have the list of the members registered for the Asan Week 2025. Thank you.
For what I consider, in my view, a detailed report. At least we can see item by item there. Thank you very much. Now, my comment, Mr. Chairman. I want to appreciate the executive for this report. Now, I have a comment. It is very clear that the membership dues or plus the conference fee that we pay, 15,000 naira, is not enough for running this association. It's not enough. That's about 1.something million. Look at the t-shirt I'm wearing. I don't know how much it is if I'm to buy it from the market. Please, I want to know how much. If I want to buy this t-shirt, how much? Please tell me, I want to know.
Branded as well.
Please, I want to know, I'm waiting. Who did it? I want to know. 5,005.
From the market.
Wait.
That's not branded. That is because we bought it collectively.
Yes.
But if you want to buy it,
yes,
you cannot get 8,000 naira.
Thank you. So let's even take 5,005 because of the mass production. 5,005, and I take a t-shirt home. I can use it again. I can wear it to office. I can wear this to office. I'm a proud animal scientist. I can wear it to office. I can use it to go anywhere. I can use it to travel.
I'm just coming from Lagos with it now. And what is his money?
I don't know where you're coming from. So if I paid 15,000 and I collected t-shirt, those who registered only for conference, did they also collect t-shirt? No. They didn't collect. Okay. So the point I made, because she said somebody paid only. Did they collect t-shirt?
No.
Okay. So what I'm saying, sir, Chairman, what I'm saying, remove 5,005 from 15,000 that I paid. That is, it remains 9,005. 9,005. Well, you serve refreshment on Monday, on Tuesday. I was there, though you didn't serve me a refreshment.
You came late.
You didn't serve me a refreshment.
This is the breakdown, sir, to make it fast. T-shirt, 5,005.
Good.
Apostle.
Good.
Food, Apostle, 7,500.
Can you see that?
Brochure that is in our hand is 4,000 naira.
Can you see that?
So for each member, we spend 17,000 naira.
So please, you know, we have read minutes of last meeting where we were debating 12, 7, 10. If we raised it from 2,000. From 2,000. Please, you cannot run an association like that. Viable association. You cannot run. You have set up a committee now that will travel far and wide in Ogun State. Go to Funab, go to Agoiwoye, go to Bangkok. Is it water? Will they put water in their car? How would you do that? How will you go and sensitize final year students in all the institutions? Is it water you will use in your car or in a bus? So please, members, I'm begging you, let's strategize. Let's re-strategize. Because we cannot depend on sponsors, 3.9 million. We cannot depend on sponsors, they are external people. And some years, today, this year appears to be viable. What of next year? It may not be viable. It may not amount to that. Or it can be 10 million next year. By the grace we should have faith. But I'm just saying you cannot depend on sponsors. Exhibition, doing exhibition. We need to re-strategize on fundraising. I don't know, I don't have an idea. But if you put in 20,000, I will pay. But will everybody pay? Everybody did not pay 15,000. Everybody, we have cried on that. Only 76 people paid. Only 76. And if for that alone, we can get more than 76. Now, in the ministry, we can get more than 76. So what are we talking about in this place now? We need, Chairman, you have said it, you're on a campaign for membership growth. Please, this is one thing you must do. The executive must do. And we will give you acclamation if you can do that. If you can improve membership. If you can double the membership that you met on ground. If you can double it. You can even triple it. But let's say double it. Because the potentials are there. And then now come, you are not going to 7-man committee to travel to Agoiwe, 7-man committee to travel to Funab, 7-man committee to go to Backup, and then you will use water to travel. May God help us. But I thank you for this report. It gives me idea that the future can be harnessed for growth. Using these sources of fundraising. But let's start from within. 15,000, you gave me amala, hot amala, with a vegetable soup, bottle of water. You know, if I'm to go to a restaurant, that's about 3,000 or 4,000. And so please let's think outside the box now. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Please, I want to say something. I want to appreciate those that contributed for this exam in 2025. I will say we give it to the state chairman and the chairman LOC for their tireless efforts for the success of this assembly. I must confess to you, if you want to wait for these payments, this 50,000 naira, this program will fail. And apart from that, can you believe that we have even members that are just paying this money, though we find them because they eventually make their payments. If you want to say it is that money you want to use for this exam week, let's say a week to this program, how many number of people that have paid? So it's nothing to talk about. I want to use this medium to encourage and to let all members know that whatever what doing at all is what doing well. We are not helping this association. We are not encouraging this association to keep. May the Almighty God help us. This is this year. I believe next year will be improved. Things will be improved. So God will help us. Thank you. Thank you.
Raise the issue of the response on the platform. When we have about 54 that paid there, because it was burdensome. Now, where profit is coming from is like, oh, that deal is small.
But if you look at the number on the platform, if everybody on that platform paid the annual due and the Asan fee, we would have had close to 5 million within us. But and I raised an issue. I mentioned something. Everybody was quiet on my comment on the platform. What do you want us to do as executive to make you to respond? We have visited these institutions. We have been to the head of service last year. We heard what the chairman said about the move they made with the commissioner about the roles of livestock services department. We have been doing all this. What else? What do you want us to do so that you can respond? That is what I asked. But everybody went quiet still. If you are complaining about not getting salary or getting increment, that is why you are not participating. What do you want people in the industry to do? Who is paying us? Who is subsidizing for us? And we are still functioning. If you don't come, how do we represent you when you are in your offices and you are not coming out because you felt you are not benefiting from the association? How do you want us to represent you if you don't come out? And this LOC was so well, I mean, the way the LOC was picked, it touched every sector, every part of our association. We have representatives from UNAM, we have from OOU, we have at Livestock, we have from Ogaden. So what happened? Why couldn't they bring their members to register? What do you want us to do as an ESCO? Because we don't want to be depressed. We don't want to give up. There is little we can do without your support. You promise to. We have been to, at least I've been to FUNAB since I became an executive like 3 or 4 times. We went from one office to the other. What else do you want us to do? Because if you look at us here, we got across still. But what do you want us to do? Our chairman is in the industry, the national secretary is in the industry, I belong to the industry. But we are not asking for anything. We are working for you, but you are not encouraging us. The sponsors that came this year, last year, those that came last year did not come this year. Because our turnout is not even encouraging. If they want to sponsor again, will they come next year to come and sponsor how many people? Please, tell us what you want us to do. That is why I'm asking us, tell us, what you want us to do.
I said it when we were starting up, when Mommy was the chairperson. I think when we are trying to organize it, I said, let us have donor coordinator and branch coordinators. That's what we have in NIFST. That person will be on the record. You know the person who is the donor coordinator, who will collect from the branch coordinators, or we make each university a branch in NIFST. So that somebody is there that knows on record, that we relate with. Everything we report to the donor coordinator. He will come to the here, give us the report. So that we will know how the zone is operating, how far it's going. Then everybody will be up and down. Again, let me go to Asan. 3 weeks ago, Asan called me from Agogo and said, we are coordinating for the college. Give us mental coordinators. And I gave them names through the HODs. The coordinator department will report to me and then report to Asan. We will now see the person who want to pinpoint when we are not getting results. So let's have that now. Who is at OOU, AMP, that is coordinating for the zonal coordinator? Who is coordinating for that zone, Yewa zone? Who is in Remo zone? Who is in Egba zone? And who is in what zone remains? We have 4 now. It's a zone. Let's have those things in place. Then each of the ministries becomes branches under him, or universities. So those ones will be given that assignment so that they will now say, oh yeah, they are not paid. Because they see each other every day. They have their list, they have not paid the money. So you see that things are going to change. But if you say you want to do something omnibus, you're not going anywhere. Thank you very much.
For what goes on generally in the world, when there are associations, only few people drive the association. So that don't get depressed, don't get disappointed. Like those of us that are even very active in our areas. Take Community Development Association, for example. This is the way we shout. Take small associations. This is the way everybody shouts. And so they have come to the conclusion that once you have that understanding, you will not frustrate yourselves. If you shout, like the one that Dr. Abaka said now, okay, you come to me and say I should pay, and I don't have the money. Me that you see standing here, I didn't have any money at all, and I made up my mind that I won't come. But then I saw somebody that paid for me. What did he pay me? I want it. He called and said I will register with me, and I'm not coming. I didn't have the money. That's why I didn't pay your zona coordinator dollar. Go fear Basili Lara. If I don't have the money, I won't pay. Let's understand from that point of view. Some people may genuinely not have. Some don't have the money, some don't have the interest, some don't have the willpower to pay. So please, work with the people that are interested in doing what you are doing. Among the 323 on this platform, does everybody contribute something? Even though don't put an emoji to do this. Some people have never done it on this platform. So why are you frustrating yourselves? The people that you have, be grateful for the ones that are active and are responding to you. Don't have frustration, don't have depression because you were asking us. I saw it now. What do you want us to do? Okay, give me money. Enrich me. So that's it. There's nothing they want to. It's just the interest that's not there. Please just try and understand and give yourself rest of mind. Those of us that are acting, we appreciate you, all of you, that you are doing the work. Thank you so much. There are some that they are not interested. Don't worry yourselves about them. Please, thank you for the good work that you are doing. God bless you.
If you don't pay, I won't give you your office. Ask the secretary. Because we are in contact.
We will do that, but I just want to hear other people say.
Please, sir. So let others see. We have our aim of choosing them. It's because they are in contact. Àjàgbọ́ orí ló ní iye ènìyàn olóòlówó. Àjàgbọ́ owó oṣù olóòlówó. Kọ̀m̀pútì pé olówó.
Have mercy on you.
No, let God give us apology.
Apology
to be sincere. I think in the school of academy,
it's far from above.
They drove my car, which is more than 40, so I'm sorry.
Exobo.
I'm sorry, I quickly made it. Congratulations to everyone in the house. I tell you, this year indeed is an outstanding week. Kudos to our ESCO, kudos to the chairman, Mr. Tari, Mr. Pano. So I give it to you. And all your team, I'm telling you, I'm happy. And Mama, all glory to God. Like she said, responding to these issues of ground, attendance, issues for the ESCO to be encouraged, my sister. MOB office treasurer is in there. You visited my house and all the rest of the story. Be encouraged. Now, permit me to use this Yoruba name as a one to be initiated. However, we are planning, meaning that plenty people there and a few people go leave. How many people there with that when they spend our money? So few. So come back to our subject, sir. Mr. Chairman. Dr. Abata raised some. I want to support him. Let him be our representative at all. Dr. What's it? Yoda. Yes. They there for FUNA. If you do that, for Okeboso as his wilder ministry, including teaching, because there are plenty people in teachings, in both secondary school and primary school. Yes, I will try to work with somebody. I will stand. I do see some of my mates. produce Ebola. They are teaching. They are not in the organ livestock. But in livestok, of course, we have the letting also.
Livestock should have
of course, as it's in the committee. It's already seated beside all you representatives. So we have got that. If you have put that, I think it will scale up our percentage of attendance.
Yes. Okay.
Something secondly, concerning this is also a concern. I'm saying that's the only thing that we put at this year AGM and put it down. We're having convocation the one we had March 1 in that great university. For now. And the dean of COVID, sorry to quote this, was asked to present the first day. And I say everyone in COVID should stand and they stand as usual. Not, I know you are there. Nobody stood up. The reason being that they just had their induction 3 weeks ago. I know you have discussed much about that. Where I'm going is this. I know I've also discussed about gas. You see, people that can help us, that can push us, that can bring those ones laggers. It's all this, what's it called? The young graduate. I'm sorry to say, sir. Bro, let me drop my car.
We have discussed it before.
I'm coming, I'm just watching it, please. This is only one of them.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you. The gas thing has to be done. Please, you are here now.
We have discussed that before you came.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me express myself. Let me express myself. I know. There's a thing there now. They have not been coming. All glory to God. We have to work on all these people who will do above. I know. When I came there, I apologized.
We will give you a brief about what
now, the truth of the whole thing is, sir, borrowed to association for the rentage of the office 685,500. For how many years? It was not stated. Is it for that year that this place started or the outlet? Maybe you'll be able to answer that. That is my question. If I don't know,
I will answer that.
Yes, I will answer that. So I stop for that.
Let me.
My question came because of this annual due and some other things like that. I was not bold enough to talk because I was not here last week. And I remember I talked to the executives that I will not come because of some reasons. So, and I stood to it. But this year I couldn't talk. But now, my question is, if we all took this position, as in 300 plus members, and we have 70 here contributing, what as the medical doctors, the engineers, and some other professionals like that have been doing to achieve success? Is it that they don't pay their dues, or their dues is this 7,000 naira? Because I don't know how you are going to divide 7,000 naira for one month. What is it in one month? And what is it going to achieve? I cannot use 7,000 naira. Today I know what I have spent. So if we put it at the back of our mind that monthly due is my responsibility, then we won't pay it. We divide 7,000 by 12. What is it going to amount to? What will it achieve? So please, we have to sensitize ourselves. I don't know what you are going to do. We just have to come back. Mama said in the CDC meeting, it happens like that. See, let us believe that CDC, not all of them were learners. We are learners. We are elites. We should know better than them. We should know what is right, and we should do it. Even if I don't have money, you can encourage me as a colleague. Doing this is not good enough. It won't help us. Are you going to spend your money for us? If you spend, you are going to repay it. How do we repay with what you are doing now? Please, that's my own opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Speaking from the back, I'll pick it from the middle, not from the back. We have concluded the issue of the gas, and we have appointed some people from the committee from all the universities, also from the ESCO, and we'll work on it. And we have also agreed that we will talk about it at the next national conference. Now, about the issue of representative for each, I think that is what can help us. The closer you are to somebody, the more you can actually talk to that person. And fortunately enough, somebody was speaking it in parable for us yesterday. He said Ogun State is no more a chapter, it is a branch. So indirectly what he's telling us that for us to work together, even in church we do it. That's why they do house fellowship. That's why they do it. The more you are closer to people, the more you achieve. I will also want to suggest that we should appoint representatives in every area where we have animal scientists. If now we need one person, at OU we need one person, in livestock department we need one person, in Ogade we need one person, in local government we need one person, in civil service education or something we need one person, at Laro we need one person, at back of Villa. If we can be able to do this, we will deal directly with that person. Yes. And that person will relate with members in his chapter. We can call those ones chapters. Yeah. Are you getting it now? Do we go ahead and do that? Yes. Let's give an AGM. Do we all, if you agree we should do that, let's see our hand. Yes. Okay. 2, we also, like just like Mama said, we need to encourage ourselves. We need to encourage ourselves. We don't know what it is, but I believe some of us something that we don't expect that will not be here. I don't know why the director of livestock is not here. I will encourage you. I don't know why the dean is not here. I will encourage you again. You see, yesterday, I would like to, as a leader at times, we carry a lot of things. Yesterday, I felt so bad. You know why I felt so bad? The program of yesterday, in fact, your month Tuesday, close. He said, we budgeted for 70 people for Tuesday. We have 170 that registered. We didn't even talk about people that don't register. We now decided that we are budgeted food for 100 people for Wednesday. The way we see this thing, it may not be enough. We decided to add another 50 back to that food, thinking that we don't want anyone to come and go without being fed. We were surprised yesterday. The whole of yesterday, we don't even have 20 or 25 animal scientists in that hall. The remaining people in that hall were farmers. Let's say, for example, those farmers didn't come and companies are sponsoring us. Are you sure we'll call them next year and they will listen to us? We say you are not serious. This is an area, I felt so bad yesterday. Very, very bad, but I didn't allow you to show to anybody. I felt so bad, so discouraged. I'm also a man that can be discouraged. I felt so discouraged that why should we be laboring doing all these kind of things and our people will not show up? Who are we doing it for? I was opportune last year to attend vet conference that they did in Abuja. Actually, I was not invited as a vet. So they didn't know, I was not invited as an analyst. They didn't know I was an analyst. That time I was still heading to the state for poultry farmers. I was invited as the chairman of poultry farmers. But I went there and I saw that, and I look at the way things are done. They were appreciating themselves. And there were so many. They even took a very expensive oil. What is wrong with us? We are more than them in terms of number. Why are we not cooperating? I think it's time for us to talk to our friends. All of us that are staying here today, we know some of our friends that are look at this wall. Animal scientists, not in Abeokuta. The whole of Ogun State, we cannot even fill 60 chairs. We cook today for 70 people. We don't even have 30. Is that not a waste? So I think it's high time we now begin to talk to ourselves. This is not fair. Then 2, I want to advise, I don't know how we will feel. Reality, there is no way this association can operate with 7,000 annual addition. It is not possible. Vets are paying 50-something thousand naira for their annual duty. What do? We cannot continue with 7,000. It cannot work. It cannot work. And we are going to call another Asan week. What do? 7,000 cannot work. I think we should increase it. There's no other year we can do it. We said that we'll do it once and for all. If we have done it last year, we will not be coming here again to repeat this thing. What do we do about our annual due? We have 12 months in a year. Are we saying as a professional, you cannot pay 2,000 naira in a year for your association? Are we saying we can't pay 2,000 naira for our association? Can we do something today? I must be honest with you, 7,000. When we are traveling around to go and visit those companies, you know how much fuel we bought? We bought fuel of up to 80,000 naira.
How many salaries? How do we cope? Want to move around? How do we cope? Are we going to spend personal money? That money they are talking about, when we wanted to get this all, we will have less than 150,000 naira in the account. I have to put that money down. If I put that money in a business for 1 year, you know what it will have generated for me. But using for the association, let's increase this money.
Yes. We know how much we pay almost to the association, primary school, secondary school, universities. We know how much we pay.
Can we take it to 25,000?
Yes.
That's your option.
It's just a suggestion.
Yes.
You have another option.
I will call
1,000 naira annually. We got over 90 people. When we are paying 7,000 naira for annual due, we got 73 people. When we now increase to 25, we get less than 50.
That theory will not work.
Wait.
If we do our internal work,
we
can even have more people that will pay.
Now, I want this increase. Maybe we meet here AGM annually. Let us increase the annual due gradually. If we increase to just 25,000 naira, many people will run away.
It's a suggestion.
I will suggest that we increase it to 10,000 naira.
That's a suggestion.
Ocean is still very, very, at least.
That's a suggestion. Your suggestion, sir. 7,000.
From what my honorable chairman just said now, I also want to subscribe to that 10,000 naira. The truth of the matter is this: even if you don't increase the annual fee now, the most important thing I think we need to do is to encourage members to be fully involved. It's like what we are doing today, assuming we have over 300 members here now. Some of these things that we are saying, it will sink into their brain. And we don't even need to encourage them to do the needful. But the issue is this, is a trade-off. It's a trade-off. If you say 50,000 naira, members that are interested are still going to pay. If you say 2,000 naira, they might not pay. It's not about that money that we want to pay. Let me tell you, some members are having the impression that how are they even running this area? How are they spending this money? But thank God for the financial report we got here now. Look at the comment of Professor EQB as regards how transparent everything was. But because of the fact that some of the things that we are seeing here, we are discussing here, there is no amount of the record that we do. They can't get every information. So if you now say at the end of the day, at the end of this AGM, you just say on the platform 25,000, 15,000, 12,000, even the 10,000 we are proposing. Now, it won't change their attitude.
We're going to work on attitude.
So once we work on the attitude, we get more response from people with respect to our commitment. We can now decide together. That decision is now going to be a collective decision.
Within the next 1 year, we will work on the attitude. We will do that.
So it's good. But when you look at from January to December, month by month, you have 833 naira monthly for that 10,000 naira. I think it's still very, very low. So my own suggestion would have been that we are all the representative of communities here, CGAs, and we know how much we pay. Like in my own community, we pay 3,500 every month. 2,000 for security, and 1,500 for visiting fees. So we have 3,500. So my own suggestion would be that if you can pay 2,500 monthly, that would be 3,000 naira, and that would be 30,000 naira per year, and we can pay this instrumentally. You cannot pay at once.
It's a suggestion.
That's my suggestion.
Prosa.
I was saying 25,000. I raised my hand to support it. Now somebody saying 30,000. I'm supporting it, except the chairman is moving away from 25,000 again. You see, I'm of the opinion that our mindset is what is killing this association. our mindset. Our mindset. I mentioned to him last year, I traveled to Port Harcourt, and I told you when I was traveling to Port Harcourt to go and lead a team from NIAS to go and do resource verification in Rivers State University, Port Harcourt. And we were there for 3 or 4 days, and I came straight from the airport with my luggage here on the last day. I was carrying my bag. I came straight here. I met them at the downstairs, and I paid my registration fee. I paid everything. My annual dues, my conference fee, I paid. You are there. So, see, our mindset is what is killing us. I just came for about 30 minutes program. I just made 30 minutes and left because I was tired. But you had the conference 2 days earlier. So please, it's the mindset, it's the commitment. If you are committed to an association, people travel. We have talked about, we are going to Abuja next month now. Which one is better? Which one will cost more? The one you are holding under your nose here, or the one that you will have to fly airline to go to Abuja, or travel for 24 hours before you get to Abuja? Because the road is not clear. The road is not good. Some people will leave Abuja at 7 a.m. and get to Abuja 11 p.m. with the state of the road now. I can tell you that. I'm not a prophet of doom, but that is the reality of Nigerian situation now. So please, let's expand our minds that I don't want us to be thinking like there's small money like that. Many of you are in the industry here. Like I told the chairman, you can even pay that annual dues for more than 10 people and close your eyes. So please, let's accept 25,000 and then close this matter. Because I think that we should be moving forward. We should be moving forward. Except you are increasing it. 25,000 is minimum.
Any other option apart from that?
As soon as we conclude on the total amount to be paid for the next next Asan week, I want to suggest that this AGM, at every AGM, if it is possible, we announce the possible month for the following year Asan week, so that amount will be posted on the platform and people, members, will start making payment for that AGM. Because announcing the amount, so though we have the total amount have been discussed during the last AGM, but towards the Asan week, asking people to make their payment. Some people have even forgotten that they have certain amount to be paid. So I will suggest that starting from this AGM, let's say as soon as we finish this AGM, let's say a month or 2 months after the AGM, we started posting our annual dues so that people will start making payments. I can pay my own as soon as it's possible for me to.
So we should let people know early now.
Okay.
That is fixed already. It's July.
Why are you changing it?
This one's supposed to be July also.
Why are you changing it?
This one's supposed to be
November.
Yes, sir.
This one now, beginning of September. It should be a constant thing.
Sir, it's supposed to be July. Yeah, they also like work out. It will work out. Because of time, please, there is still one issue I want to raise. Because I'm mindful of time now. There is still also one thing I want to raise. Please, all of us, we are going to grow old. And we grow old very well. Are you listening? That is for complete. Are you going? Are we having my prayer? Mr. Kuborigi, you are going to celebrate 80. Amen. Mr. Kuborigi,
They are going to celebrate 90. Amen. So we need to honor our leaders. I want to suggest, and I'm bringing it at this AGM, that all our leaders that are more than 70 years old, we should not ask them for annual due again. Let's give them life membership. If they give us money, we will take it. But let's honor our leaders that are more than 70 years. They are still coming for this meeting. Some people will not join us. They will not come. They say, I'm not coming. And they are still coming. It's the interest. We allow them if they give us gifts.